What's going on, fam? Let's get them likes up, y'all. Let's get them likes up. What's going on, family? Welcome to Lapeef-ING Sundays. Let me introduce the crew. We got Miss Fuzzy, Siobhan, Cal, Chicago Rilla in the house, King Rio, Hink, Amber, Toya. Me, myself, I'm Lapeef J.I. Welcome to Lapeef-ING Sundays. It's definitely a vibe, y'all. Y'all feel it? Yeah. Uh-oh. Southside in the house. Southside.
Wow.
We ain't talking about you, Cal. We're not talking about you, Cal.
We are a little Chicago deep today. Come on, Rilla. Hey, Rilla.
I heard that.
What happened? I said wow, Amber. I said wow.
Cal, shortly before the broadcast started, I heard the details of your association with Chicago. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
yeah.
I'm not
Western.
I'm way out west. I'm way out west.
Yeah.
Hey.
Used to be actually out west. I'm even further north now.
Yeah. I was just like, man, I'm like, is he? I'm like, damn, I thought he might have been, but nah.
Family, yeah. I mean, you know, they know my face, but I can't be out there after a certain time.
Okay. Yeah. You know, nevertheless, we do have some Chicago peoples in the building.
Oh my God!
All right, Toy, don't hate now. Tread lightly now. Tread lightly. Don't bring that Thursday energy.
Okay.
I'm finna type.
We got an eye on you, Toya. Don't be bringing that Thursday energy, Toya.
Okay. I'm trading lightly.
Yeah, don't bring that third energy. That shit ain't sexy here.
Nope. There you go. Hink is setting the tone already.
Zero tolerance.
Hink is the
zero tolerance,
man. Hink is the enforcer.
Yeah,
zero. Look at Hink's face. Zero tolerance for that.
We gotta keep it right here.
Hey, Hink, you gonna be in Atlanta?
Unfortunately, my son got a tournament, basketball camp.
Come on.
Yeah, I know, man. I'll be on the next time. What y'all said, Virginia or DC?
Probably DC.
You know what? I tell you what, man.
He gonna be in Chicago, Rilla.
Oh, Hink is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bet. All right, bet.
Remember, I told you that. We'll link up. We're gonna break bread.
That's a bet.
We're gonna jump them.
All right, there you go. Well, it's good to see you guys on this Sunday. I don't know if we should say a prayer or not. I really don't know which way the conversation is gonna go. Thanks, Hink. I don't know if you're gonna be taking it there or you just never know with Hink.
Demon time, baby.
Demon, there you go.
Hey, listen, let the word to my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh Lord, my strength and my redeemer.
Okay, Chicago Real. Was that our prayer for today?
Yes, so.
Yep.
Okay, so church say amen. Church say amen. I can tell y'all ain't been to church in a while. Y'all don't even know how to recognize the prayer. I was the only one that had caught on to it.
I threw it up.
I was ready to pass around the collection plate after that one.
Okay.
Somebody
Thank you, Rilla.
All right, Deacon Hink. You know, Deacon Hink be ready to run and get that plate to pass it around. That's how he get paid.
Yeah, I gotta get my 10% too. All
right.
Got to get my 10%.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you guys here on this Sunday morning. Blessed to be alive. So just want to just give praise to that if you're into it. I'm just happy I woke up to experience another day in life. Yeah, that's an amen right there. If you guys don't know, we are live in ATL August the 5th and August the 6th. So make sure you guys get your tickets right now. That link is pinned to the top of the chat right now. I seen some people bought some tickets this morning. Salute to you, because you guys will be getting a dose of that LAPEEF experience. So come on out. It's a 2-day event. We are not paying for hotels. The ticket does get you access to both days. So you do not need a separate ticket. There are no more VIP tickets. Unfortunately, I cannot open up anymore. We are at capacity. And it wouldn't be fair if everybody was VIP, right? What's the point of having a VIP? So salute to you if you got your VIP tickets. You do get some special privileges outside everyone else. But don't worry, when we hit, I think it might be DC, Chicago, I don't know, one of them cities. Whenever we hit them, make sure you hop on those VIP tickets early. Okay. Also, shout out to the sponsor, Tej Hanley. Uncomplicated skincare for men. They got all type of goodies, man. They got the face wash, body wash. They got a whole system. Chicago Gorilla was the one that had introduced me to them. So I kind of knew a little bit about them, but we are proud over here at the Lapeef Network to have them as a sponsor. So shout out to Tej. Feel the Tej. Make sure you guys click that link in the description. 30% off along with a free gift. Go ahead and use that Lapeef code while you can. Let's get the likes up. We always start off with the likes low. We want the likes to be high in the beginning. We don't want to have to keep stopping the show and saying, let's get the likes up. We know what time it is. When you come in, that should be the first thing you do. You're here for a reason, right? You're here to come and get this word on this Sunday morning. So we would love to give it to you guys, but as an appreciation, just hit the like button. We're not asking for any donations. They are welcome, but we don't ask for them over here. But all we ask is for you guys to hit that like button. Church say amen.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
We say amen for everything over here. Somebody sneeze, we say amen. That's just the way it go, right?
Right on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this show started, man. Y'all good? Do we need to drink some wine? Do we need to drink from the cup?
Some of the ladies talking about maybe we need to sage a little bit.
Okay.
We this.
Do. All of you. Think of it.
What's wrong with him?
You got a red Solo cup for us, bro?
Oh, this water. Hey, this water. Hey, if you don't want to wash no dishes, you just get you a little red cup. It's water in here. No, I don't know.
As long as you don't put no crack in my mouth, I ain't with that shit.
Hink. Easy. I don't know where that came.
You know how they get down in Louisville? I've been through Louisville. It's rough. They got more than barbecue in Louisville.
You ain't doing
that.
Different
type of crackheads in Louisville.
Yeah. Shout out to my brothers from the 502.
Okay. So we talking a lot about the white stuff today, but let's go ahead and keep it pushing. We'll keep that out the church today. But no, this is water. I probably drink a couple times through the week, a couple shows, but I didn't have enough time to make the coffee this morning. I was one of them people who said, damn, my people addicted to coffee, but I found myself just needing that fix.
It's addictive.
Yeah. I need to get some coffee discipline here. Huh?
I drink decaf.
Drink decaf?
I like my coffee fix. I'm already wired on 1,000, so I had me a little today.
I think I might have to go ahead and try to switch to decaf because I just think it's the taste.
It's the taste.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if you guys have you ever had that coffee that was like in between where you could just taste the coffee, but it wasn't too bitter. It was like just right, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it just me? Okay, I guess not. Okay, all y'all with the dog faces. That was kind of like a joke or something. I thought I was gonna get a little bit of laughter.
Jared, we just
look like he unfazed.
You can Amber it for your face.
Okay.
You didn't said to run it by us before you just start saying.
Oh, y'all did say that. True.
No pre-show.
Well, I tried, man. I just, I thought I was getting a little bit better. Really been he been giving me some jokes on the sneaky and sliding to me. So that was one of the realer jokes, just so y'all know.
JR, I swear he a comedian, fam. Swear he a comedian.
All right. Well, hit the like button again, family. Let's go ahead and make sure you get your tickets to ATL. I see we got some green gang in the chat. Lioness, I see Red Lipstick Vibes. What's going on? Salute to her. She just hit 1K So salute to you. I know Rilla was on Mr. Palmer's show this morning, so make sure you guys check that out. You know, salute to the home team out here making moves and putting that word out there, putting the paint. How you say it, Rilla? Putting the paint where it can't dry. Something.
Hey, man.
Oh, so that was someone. I'm not trying to be funny. That's funny. Okay, I see what we on. I probably need to get on Demon Time with Hink, man. Y'all full of shit.
Come on, man. The door's always open, baby.
Okay.
The door is always open.
She bust up laughing hard as hell. Ain't you laughing at me or? Damn. Okay.
Y'all don't be bringing that Thursday energy over here, man.
I'm trying not to.
It's all Love Light on Sunday.
I might.
All right?
Okay. All right. Always them damn blondes. I'm gonna have to watch out for you.
Oh.
What you wanna get on my logic? You want to box you out so we can? Okay. All right. Anyhow, I'm just fucking around. But good morning to all, Green Gang. I see you in the chat. Nurse Fancy, dedicated to my children. I see Kelly in there. Who else? Sway in the morning. Tia, is it Tia? Is that how you say her name? Tiyyah. Tia. Lioness, I see you. Mr. BX87. And everybody that's in. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but we definitely appreciate the Green Gang members. We might be having a live stream available in ATL for members only. They would get the opportunity to be able to get a virtual ticket. You know, we trying to see if we can work it out. I know some people may not be able to make it, but just stand by on that. It's not a guarantee, so don't hold me to it. But if we can work it out, then we want to make sure it happens because we know that is a big event, and we do want to make sure that everybody gets to see it. It's for the members only, though. So go green, become a member. As I stated before, there are certain perks that's only available for members, and that will be one of the perks that's coming up right now, along with the emojis and all the rest of the stuff. So I'm only highlighting Green Gang comments mostly. You know, of course, if you super chat, so it's part of the privilege. Let's get the show started, y'all. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's rock
tell
out,
another
baby.
joke. Okay. All right. So our first topic of the night. I'm out of night. Here I am. Y'all over. Our first topic of the morning.
Too early.
Thursday.
Come on.
I know.
Better than that, Jay. I'll be better than that.
And I had a coffee this morning. I told you it's too early.
You're right.
It's too early. Our first topic of the morning. I'm gonna play a little clip real, and then we're gonna go ahead and break this down.
Can a person stay happy while single?
I think people are too dependent on happiness. Happiness is circumstantial. Happiness is temporary. It's fleeting. Emotions are fleeting. And one of those circumstances that people try to like milk happiness from is a relationship. And that is what some people do, is they get into a relationship to funnel the happiness out of it and fulfill themselves. So like, I don't even think it's a matter of being happy single. I think you just need to be at peace alone, whether you're happy or not.
We always looking for an outside source to be happy.
Yeah.
Like what's the need for outside source? And why to keep happy single? Maybe you being single makes you happy. Like you dealt with some trauma, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so you guys heard the video. How can a person stay happy while single? Interesting take what he said about happiness. I thought it was kind of unique perspective there. So what are you guys' thoughts? How can a person stay happy while single? Is it possible?
I don't think there's no such thing being happy while single, because happiness is just an emotion that is fleeting. Whether you're with somebody or not, being joyful, whether you're single or in a relationship, is a state of being. So, like he said, being in a state of peace. I don't believe people are independent. We're naturally interdependent. So we are here to connect and create. But happiness is fleeting. Happiness is fleeting, just like anger, just like sadness. It's something that comes and goes. But being in a constant state of joy or gratitude is a state of just being as a human being.
Okay.
I would have to disagree. And the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of women years ago and now that jump from one relationship to another, and they can't actually be fully happy with their next person because one, they're not taking time for themselves, and two, they just learned one person to learn another person, and that takes a lot of energy, and you can't understand yourself in between time. So I think I've been single for a little bit, and I guess COVID was a factor as well, but when you get to really know yourself, understand yourself, love yourself, and you get to understand every piece that you didn't get to learn with another person, it's amazing. It's amazing to know yourself. So when you do get with that next person, you know yourself so well that you can teach your person how to love you and how to respect you and everything else.
Siobhan, but do you understand the difference between happiness and joy?
I do.
So let me ask you a question. It's 24 hours in a day. Are you happy the entire 24 hours in that day? Are you happy?
I think that throughout the day my mood does change, you know, whether it's a meeting or whether it's just a lot on my plate and having to do everything. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's the word happy that can detect the phrase happiness. We're not happy 24 hours a day. You might slightly get annoyed. You might be complacent. You might be angry as just a human being. So to expect to be in a state of constant happiness single is an asinine phrase versus being in a state of joy. Even when you're angry, you're still joyful because you're alive. So that's what I mean, the difference between joyful and happiness.
Okay.
Yeah, I just would say just really quick, I ain't gonna be long, but yeah, I agree with you, Amber, because the way I was taught about happiness is affected by external factors, right? But joy is internal, right? So can a person be happy single? I mean, in order for you to do that, you'd have to know yourself. And I don't think people do. I mean, because like when you think about happiness, everything, like I said, happiness is an external state of being. Like it's impacted everything that makes you happy. It's all external. If I get a new pair of sneakers, I'm happy about that. If I have a good experience, like if I go to work and have a good day at work, and I'm happy about that. Like all those are external. But when you're joyful or joyous, that's all impacted by internal. What you know internal, and that could be your connection with the creator. That can be most of the times for me, it's doing that self-work, realizing who I am day by day and becoming a better person. So that's my take on it.
Actually, I have a question for y'all. So I feel like Rilla, you and Siobhan mentioned it. What are the things that y'all do that's creating joy that you think is separate from a relationship where you're not necessarily seeking out connections with other people?
Oh,
what's
kind of difference? So for me, I'll just say for me first, I was before I got into this relationship, I was coming out of a different relationship, and I was very intentional about dealing with the things that I needed to deal with, right? So I know the things that make me content, that I find fulfillment in, and I have to have those things in place. Has nothing to do with anybody else. I have to be able to stand as a man on my own too. I have to be focused on my purpose, but I also have to do things outside of being with somebody else, whether that's me collecting vinyl, listening to music, reading a good book, journaling, all those things. I have to be very self-invested in self before I can connect to somebody else.
When did you learn that that's what you needed? Like, is that always something that you used to ignore? You know what I'm saying? Or did that take you to force yourself down?
Years. I learned it years ago. I was taught it years ago when I lived in Atlanta, but I didn't put it into practice. By the time I got to Detroit, you know, life had kicked me in the ass long enough, and then you start recalling those lessons. Like, damn, because it's all to me. This is the way I look at it, right? When I'm dealing with God, you got these different levels and different tests, right? And you're gonna keep taking that same test until you pass. You don't get to go to the next level until you pass right where you are. So it wasn't like an epiphany came or anything like that. Life was happening, but I'm always reading, I'm always reflecting, I'm always journaling. I mean, I can't overstate that enough, man. You got to know who you are, and people don't spend enough time asking themselves the real questions. Like, you know how they talk about, like, I could probably fool you, but I cannot fool me.
Yeah, no, you
don't have to deal with it at some point.
In the mirror.
Right. You're going to have to deal with it at some point. But to be honest, bro, it took me years, but I was very intentional about doing my own self-work.
You know, and that I love that Chicago Rilla. So many people really do not understand this. And I tell women this all the time. And I'm not even speaking about the men. I'm talking about the woman. I'm a woman. I've always been a naturally happy person. And what I think you said this, Siobhan, or Amber, you teach people how to treat you. You know, you show people how to treat you. But if you're not treating yourself good, why would you expect somebody else to treat you good? And what I say to women is, how do you expect somebody else to love you if you don't love yourself? I love myself. Everybody can see that I love myself, but I love myself now. It hasn't always been like this. You know, I haven't always walked doing the walk how I do now, you know, but I love myself. So I'm able to give out love, and people show me love in return because that's what they feel. About maybe like 10 years ago, I dated this guy, you know, and I was really just finding my happiness, my inner peace and my inner happiness. And I just didn't understand. Every time I would go over this man's house, I would feel sick, like mentally, physically, like I wouldn't feel good. I would feel down. I would feel depressed. And I didn't understand. Talking to one of my best friends, she's like, well, what you doing right now? He wasn't home. She's like, I'm about to come over to his house. So she saged and Palo Santo his house. She's like, I mean, the sage, if you know anything about sage, of course, Amber knows, the sage, at hours, it didn't go out. It did not go out. She was like, you can't be with this man. I was like, bitch, I know. He got bad energy. He don't love himself. So he putting his not love himself, but he not gonna love me. So we only dated for a couple months. We still cool to this day. I still see he got that bad energy over there. He can fool other people, but he ain't fool my ass, you know. But yeah, you have to love yourself. That is, that sage would not go out, Amber. It would not.
And you know what else is? I think a lot of people don't know when to leave.
Yes.
They don't know when to leave. And I think that's what brings a woman down even further, you know, because I think it was the Thursday show, or maybe it was last Sunday, they were talking about energy. And when you date a person, you date a person and somebody can suck that energy from you. And it's a real thing. And also take into consideration that this generation too, there's a lot more mental health issues that are known, that people aren't willing to go and seek the help that they need. And they know something is wrong, but they're just refusing. It's just like the Black community, like, hey, you know, we don't need to go to therapy. We're fine, but we're not fine. We need assistance. And whoever needs the help, mental health issues are real. And I would suggest finding a Black man there, or a Black male therapist, or a Black female therapist. It helps. It really does.
I want to kind of get Rio in there. Go ahead, Rio.
You know, I'm agreeing with a lot of what was said here with the last two ladies. I feel that, for instance, Andrea, I think even this is not just on the stage. I was evaluating even backstage before we started the show. She seems just naturally very exuberant, right? And I didn't necessarily place that with who she's dating. It just seems like this is her, right? And when she mentioned self-love, that made it make sense, right? And so if we bring that to a relationship and we're with a person who also loves himself, I think you can quadruple the happiness, right? But if you are with a person who's carrying a bag that they're having a difficult time unpacking, they may drain the happiness out of you, you know? And so if we don't, and when I think about happiness, it's feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. If I'm not content when I'm alone, right, I may have some work to do. And if I don't do that work, then I'm going to bring these problems to somebody else, you know. And I'm a person, I can tell you what, I don't think anybody's always happy, right? But if you never like to be alone, there may be something there to think about and evaluate. Because when you're alone, that's when you go into that meditation phase sometimes. That's when you start thinking about life, right? And self. And I think that that's a place that we should all be. Almost, you got to make time for that almost every day. And if you can't do that, then you know you're walking around almost with this camouflage on, right? You don't want to see yourself. You don't want anybody else to see you. You don't want to hear your thoughts. You don't want anybody else to hear your thoughts, right? And I think that's a place that's almost, it's toxic to bring somebody else into. So that's my thoughts on it so far.
All right. Toya, Hank?
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. How can a person stay happy single? I mean, they can. I wouldn't want to, not me personally, because I want to be able to share my happiness with someone else. Well, you know, if I have all this happiness in me, why wouldn't I want to share with a woman, a lady? I don't want a woman. I want a lady. So why wouldn't I want to share it with a lady? I mean, I would, me personally. So, I mean, I know we talk about good energy. I don't sage, but I use candles. But to me, it's all the same. So we're gonna light a candle like Teddy Pendergrass. You know, turn off the lights and get demon time in this bitch. Because I want to share my happiness, all of it.
You all this happiness.
Yes. 6'3", 255 pounds of happiness. Come on, get it, ladies.
So let me ask you this, Hank. If you're not able to share that happiness with folks, after a while, do you think you start to become less happy? Does that joy start to dissipate because you're not making a connection with a lady out there? You know, how long are you gonna be without a lady before it starts to impact your internal voice?
I got too many options out there, man. You shouldn't have to be without. If you want to be by yourself, it's because you choose to. As a man, anyway. I don't know about as a lady, but as a man, you choose to be by yourself because you got too many options out there. I mean, and like my man Rio said, there's nothing wrong with being by yourself because you need that time, that time to, you know, self-reflect on what you need to do as a man. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure I get plenty of that when I go to the gym. I get that, you know, that 45 minutes to hour and a half of me time doing that. Else I'm doing my nerd shit and I'm going off somewhere to a comic book store or looking at Funko Pops. That's me. I'm a nerd. I don't give a shit. Y'all kiss my ass.
I love it. No, I love it.
But I do that shit, and I say, well,
yes, sir.
Ladies, you know, it is what it is. But that's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I even go so far as I go to a little league football. I ain't got no kids out there, but I just go out there because it's my peaceful place, just to watch these kids enjoy themselves and play the game they love. So that's this thing that I do by myself. It don't matter. I go to the movies by myself. I go out to eat. Hey, I go to Starbucks by myself. Whatever it takes, you know, to get myself in the right place, in the right frame of mind, you know, and to be good. So when I come and I am with that lady, she know I'll be always right because I'm at peace.
Yes.
I have a girlfriend that I love dearly. She is one of my closest friends. Like, she don't have any kids. She's a career woman. And we're about the same age. Maybe she's a year older. But if we go out and she gets there before me, she is not going to go into the restaurant or the lounge, Walmart. She's not going in anywhere until someone arrives. Like, she's not going to go out to eat by herself. She's not going to go. She may go have a cocktail by herself, but that's a place that maybe she's already been to, but she's not going to go to the movies by herself. I go everywhere by myself.
Me too.
I'm walking in that joint like I own that bitch.
Me too.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of crazy. I don't go anywhere by myself. I don't think I've ever been in a bar by myself. I don't think I've ever gone seen a movie by myself. I don't know. Maybe I've always had somebody with me, whether it's my dad, my brother, a friend, or, you know, my wife, who was my girlfriend for a very long time. So I love being alone, but I guess I don't do activities alone. Like, I like my downtime is considered my alone time, but I haven't necessarily, maybe the gym, I don't even count the gym necessarily as a thing to do with somebody else, but like socially, I don't think I've ever really been to a place by myself like that. I may be waiting on my food and get a quick drink, but I've never gone to the bar.
I'm going to challenge you, Kyle, to go to. I know you live in Antioch. I know, you know, it's the middle of nowhere, but I just spent a little time in the Upper Peninsula, you know, so it's like, you know, it's like y'all got some little bars, you know, sit down places. Go to a happy hour this week, and you have to stay 2 hours by yourself.
Ooh.
By yourself. Order you an appetizer, a cocktail, but you can talk on the phone. But you gotta be there by yourself. Y'all, you with me, Cal?
I'm with you. I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to do that actually.
Yeah. Go ahead and try it.
It is really amazing.
When you go out alone, especially as a man, you'd be surprised how many people you meet, you know, because you become more approachable when you're by yourself. You know, it's not a lot of men that will go sit down and have breakfast by themselves. I don't go to the movies by myself. I can't even recall when I went to the movies last, but that's something that I've never done. But I'm not a movie person like that. I will go, but I'm not eager to go. go see like whatever movie is just come out. I almost forgot about the damn movie, especially in this pandemic. Everything been coming on TV.
Yeah.
Was it Hulu, Stars? I mean, you name it. But I think it is important for you to go out there and have you some alone time. An experience. You got to get uncomfortable in order to learn things, in order to see if there's some other things you may like. You may catch a different vibe that's positive that you can bring back to the house by going out by yourself. So it's just a lot of advantages that can be when you just try new things. Get out your comfort zone. Ms. Toy, I know we ain't heard nothing from you. What are your thoughts about it?
So I do agree with a lot of what everybody has said. As far as trying to stay happy while single, it can be done. Um, People just have to have hobbies, like things that they like to do by themselves. Because even being in a relationship or being married, you still have to know how to be happy within yourself. So I cannot be dependent upon my husband to keep me happy. So I do believe nobody is happy every day, especially us as women. I mean, we deal with something, on a monthly basis that affects our mood. And I know for me, another medical moment, I suffer what was called PMDD. So that's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So my form of PMS is 10 times worse than the average woman. So that's something that I'm fighting with mentally, just like Siobhan talked about. Mental health is very serious. And I have, went to the doctor and addressed for that. So me doing my fitness, that's another like huge boost of me dealing with, keeping myself happy. My plants, like I talked about last Sunday, it's just finding things to keep you at peace. I mean, do everybody want to have somebody to be with and enjoy life with? Yes. And I see nothing wrong with that. But I don't think people should be codependent upon others. I think you should be in a space within your life that you can be happy without, having someone with you. And it's just finding things that you enjoy to do in life that keeps you happy.
Yeah, I think you said a word there, man. I don't think I appreciate it a long time as much as I do now. Could be the older you get, just don't feel like being bothered. But it ain't just with kids. Sometimes you just don't feel like being bothered with other grown folks. It's just that something about that peace of mind sometimes, because you may be going through something within yourself, and sometimes can't nobody else really be able to solve whatever it is that you're trying to fix within yourself. So you discover a lot with your long time. I just suggest everybody just try to get a piece of it. Sometimes you need it, especially if you stay in a small house or something like that. I can't even imagine people that live together and staying in a small house and you really have nowhere to really go. I just can't imagine that. But I'm pretty sure it's difficult. But I've heard a lot of different stories about people not knowing where to go. And they're not comfortable with going out. So they usually just sit there within the madness. So that's why you have to understand how to get out and enjoy and breathe, whether it be the gym. The gym is a place where most men look at it as a place where they can just have some me time. Basketball, riding bikes, photography. Shout out to Amber, guys, and Rio. Make sure you guys go check them out too. The photos are amazing. But yeah, some me time. So yeah.
Ain't nobody else catch JR flexing talking about he got a big house. Said I couldn't imagine being in a small house.
No, I didn't say nothing like that, really.
I mean, 7 bedrooms, JR, 5 baths. 6-car garage.
You got that putting out that energy, man. So you already know. I'm not ready for that, man. I stay in the studio. So
it's Sunday, Rilla. It's Sunday.
Yeah. I just had a question.
Nah, Rilla. Be easy, bruh. Be easy, fam.
You know how we can interact, talk. We ain't got to worry about honest or interfering with the game.
Anyhow, moving on, y'all. Moving on.
JR got the Lambo coupe, right? Flexing.
Y'all make me feel
like he don't even know what to say. Look.
I don't even know what to say about this, man.
Shout out to Esther Rowe, baby.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys speaking into existence. So maybe one day I'll be able to get there. I'm not there yet. I'm working. I'm gonna keep working until I get there. So. Anyhow, appreciate you guys tuning in to LAPEEF Sundays. Make sure we get the likes up. Lioness said that the likes are low. Can we get a count, y'all? Anybody got the count? The likes. How we looking? Chat, how we looking on the likes? Are the likes matching the views
Nope.
currently?
We only have
Okay. Can we take a moment to get the likes up, y'all? Take a moment right now. Bless us with a like. That's all we need. I'm not asking for anything else. Likes are free. Explain to them real quick, Ella, what the likes do.
I can't get off mute quick enough. So listen, man, if you enjoy the content, again, likes are free. Nobody's asking, nobody's trying to tap your pockets or none of that. But this is what happens. When you hit the like button, it tells YouTube that there are people that actually like watching this type of content. So guess what? They work this program and this content through the algorithm to get it in front of more people. We're not up here talking just to talk. Nobody's trying to, just jaw jack and slack for no reason, man. We trying to give good game, okay? We don't want y'all to be game goofy your whole life, okay? So hit the like button. That lets YouTube know, and comment and share and subscribe. That lets YouTube know too that there are people that are engaged with this programming, that we should probably get this out to more people. And so that's what it does. It helps us get in front of the algorithm, get in front of more people so they can get some of this good game and gems we'll be dropping. When we try to put some paint where it motherfucking ain't.
There you go, Rilla. I'm about to start talking fast like you. Somebody in the chat said I don't talk fast enough. So maybe I'll just talk a little bit slower for them.
No, man, there's only one of us that can talk slick and swallow spit, man. That's all.
That's speed the game up a little bit.
Another one. Yeah,
get that twister energy, Jay. I'll get that twister energy.
All right, y'all. Let's move on. Get your tickets to ATL as well. Rio. I'm gonna go ahead and bring. Everybody keep dropping out? What the hell is going on here? Like a jigsaw puzzle.
P Ray, the ghost of P Ray is undefeated.
Yeah. Steady internet, folks. Steady internet. If you have 2 megabytes, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Amber, 2 megabytes not gonna work. Rio, I'm coming to you with this one, brother. I know you had a conversation on the sheet critique, and we can go real quick with this because I know there was some conversations going on in the chat where Rio, you there?
As soon as you throw it to him,
you scared him away, man. You scared him away.
I love Sundays. I love it over here.
Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to that one. I was gonna go ahead and wing it, but maybe we'll just come back to it, man.
Now you can maybe still present it to the group. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I guess we can. But I really wanted him to break it. I really want him to break it in because when he sent it to me, he said he thought it'd be a decent discussion, and I told him we'll pose it to the panel on Sunday. So he wanted to. They were having a conversation about what men find attractive in women, and there was like a debate about it. So apparently, women are not in tune to what men are thinking, because there was men in the chat saying this is what we find attractive, but the women on the panel were saying what they assume men found attractive. So I just wanted to kind of clarify, go around and see from the men, like, what do we find attractive? And again, we don't have to be long with this. It's just something I just wanted to throw in there. Hopefully King Rio will be back so he can give a little bit more context. But in the meantime, what do you find attractive in women? Start with Hank first. Oh shit!
Yes.
That demon energy.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say.
you bet that's what nothing about bald head hoes.
Yay! Shout out to the bald head hoes by Esther Rowe.
Come on, Hank. Let's keep that off of there.
Okay, I got you. Let's look at this. Realness about a woman is probably the most sexiest thing, that I can say that I find very attractive. A woman that's real, who's honest, straightforward, who's willing to sacrifice and do what she has to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as in a relationship, doesn't mind being submissive and understanding and open.
I'm sorry, that's for Rio. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you want me to go ahead and let him do his thing? Yeah.
No, you go ahead and finish anyway. Kick it to Rio.
But that's some of the things that's attracted me. I'm not a fan of the fake eyelashes, a lot of makeup, the weave, the wigs. Not a big fan of that. That doesn't do anything for me. But just the realness of a woman is what what really turns me on about.
Okay, so you like natural beauty? I got you.
Yeah.
King Rio, this is that question. We kind of talked about, so I'm posing it to the panel. Hopefully, they got the right context. I'm not sure if you was listening, but do you want to paint the picture for the panel, and then we can kind of go around real quickly?
Yeah, we were having a conversation about natural women. Oftentimes, we get some pushback when we communicate how much we find just natural beauty attractive. And I think we're in a time where, women enhance their beauty in a lot of different ways, but it can get very dramatic. And we oftentimes communicate that some of these things, for instance, lashes that may be 5 inches long, we communicate that's not necessarily for us, right? We're not asking for that. We don't really know any other men who are asking for that, right? But women may say, well, you pay attention, it grabs your attention, you must like something about it. And it's not necessarily that, right? We're not saying that makes you more beautiful than a woman who is wearing her natural lashes, or it's not to say that a woman with shorter natural hair is less attractive than a woman who is wearing long unnatural hair. We are simply saying we want to know what you look like, and it's hard to find that out nowadays because women
now.
Rio.
Go ahead, say it, Rilla. P. Ray is undefeated, right? I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it. I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it real quick. I can only speak for me, but in my opinion, I like more of a natural woman. I do understand how certain enhancements slightly may enhance the beauty, but just like caking it on your face, that's just too much. The long eyelashes, I'm not even sure how long they can get. I mean, if you doing a photo shoot for a magazine or something like that, then I can understand it being so dramatic. But just for everyday walking out, and it's just extremely long, or it's just a lot of makeup, or if you just drawing stuff all on the sides and stuff like that, I just think that's a little bit too much because you look like a clown. And what I don't like is when you have the makeup on and then like down here in the chest area, especially in the summertime, looks completely different. So it's like they don't even blend naturally. I'm not even sure if women put makeup on the chest.
Or just your neck. I like your
It's supposed to blend.
A different color.
Right, it's supposed to blend. So there might be the wrong shade, right? So I would like to see people focus a little bit more on it. Let's just say you are masking something, right? I would like people to focus more on the skincare. One thing that I learned from the dermatologist is that they say that the skin naturally wants to go back to its skin color, its original skin color. That's why over time you would just see your skin start to, like the dark spots will start to heal. They start to go back. The key is trying to keep the skin from becoming inflamed or becoming aggravated. So if you can figure that out, then your skin will naturally start to blend a little bit better. So, and that's only for people that may wear makeup to mask or they put too much of it on. And then the whole other thing, I ain't gonna go into it, but yeah, that's just my thoughts about it. I do think men like natural women. A few enhancements, I don't see a big deal. Lipstick, a little bit like eyeliner or something like that. If you do a lash, it can look a little natural. So we can't even figure it out. If you do have some weave, make it look like I couldn't even tell, but when it's just clearly obvious, like this shit is all down your back, that's unnatural to us. And well,
okay.
Me, again, I speak to me.
So can I say something about that? Because me personally, I love my lashes. I love them. Okay. I will go on AliExpress. I will get them everywhere. I have about maybe, let's see. Right now, I probably have about 40 pairs. And I don't have, it's just for every day. It just depends how I feel. Now, I don't get the really, really long ones. Like you guys might think they're long, but to me, I think they're really short.
40 know? 40 pairs? 40
pairs. They're like, if you get them on AliExpress, it's cheaper to get more.
Look, you don't have to tell. I don't give a shit about that. Shit.
Siobhan, who are they for? Like who who gives you compliments on it? You know what I mean? Who reinforces that you should buy another pair? You got 40. What makes you get the 41st, 42nd pair?
Her girlfriends.
No, so I think for me, a lot of women actually get the extensions, like they go and actually get them put on. But the strips for me are just way better. They will fall in my eye. They will hurt. My eyes aren't that big, so the strips just work a little better for me. So that's why I buy so many, because sometimes I have a good night, and then you get in the bed and you hurry up and rip them off, and then they're kind of ruined, and then they kind of lopsided, so you can't use them again. So that's why it's just best for me to just have.
Hold up though. So, but you got glowing skin, beautiful smile, wonderfully put together. You in the gym, taking care of yourself. You might be a productive human being in society. So why do you need eyelashes? For what? What are eyelashes doing?
I just like them for me.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people that have like, oh, you don't need that, or we don't like that, but it's not that I don't care about what a man likes and doesn't like, but I like them, and I don't want somebody to take away something that I like.
So let me ask you this thing. Let me ask you this, Siobhan. If that man says, Siobhan, I love you, but I need for you to not wear them eyelashes, are you willing to let all 40 pair of them eyelashes go?
Absolutely not. I can go down. I can go down. I can go smaller, but I'm not.
No.
I'm not getting rid of.
Yes, you gonna get rid of them, or you gonna keep them?
I'm gonna keep them.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being honest.
Would you consider going and getting the eyelash extensions? Because I know like women get that for eyebrows. They go get
it's a surgery for them.
There's a.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the term right now.
I can't think of the term right now either. It's totally escaping me. But I understand that people do that.
Microblading and micro.
Yes, microblading. Yes. So I know that ladies go get microblading. So would you be for that and just go get something that's semi-permanent just to accentuate your eyes, or is there something different? Just like when I wonder about women and wearing wigs, like there's a difference between you got your one wig that's just going to be your hairstyle when you out there, versus other women who have like 50 wigs and they just rotating every single day. And I'm wondering, is that just a fashion thing, or is that I don't have good hair, so now I'm gonna just live it all up, or what's the root to all of that?
I think personally with the hair, a lot of women don't, I wouldn't say a lot, but some women don't know how to do their hair. And I'm one of those people. Now, I'm not very big on the wigs, but when it gets in the colder months, I do like to get a weave. And the reason why is because it's easier to maintain. I don't have to put heat on my own hair. I'd rather burn my weave than burn my own hair, because I wear my hair wet or in a bun or something, but that's all I know how to do. If not, I'm going near or far to find somebody that knows how to do my hair. And when we get older, my hair used to be very, very full. Like, my hair's not thinning out, but I do see a difference from when I was like 18, 19, 20 and having my daughter to, about to be 30 now. I do see a difference. It's still a lot of hair, but I also don't like to have, like me, I'll get like 30 inch because my hair is already long. So if I'm buying weave, I have to buy longer weave because I'm not going to buy a length that's my hair.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say, listen. I'm all natural, I got natural hair, I ain't got nothing done to my little body or nothing. I eat good. I take care of myself, but it's a couple of things that I am just not going to compromise on. My lashes, let me have my little lashes, and let me have this red lipstick, please.
Another one.
Please. But I don't have 40 pair. I just have 2.
Hold on first. I got the same question for you, baby.
Yes.
If that truck driver rolls up one day,
I'm not giving them up.
You're not giving them up?
I'm not giving up my lashes. No, hell no.
For your man.
Hell no.
Thank you for being honest.
Hell no. His ass
got I guess the question that I want to ask is, why are you ladies not willing to give it up? Why do you have to have these long lashes? So if a man that you're with,
they're not that long.
Oh.
They're not long. Yeah.
I'm not in a rap video. I'm not.
No. But the
SZA
question
or
is,
no.
what's wrong with your own lashes? You know what I mean? It's just something that feels like it was a solution where no one ever recognized there being like a problem, but y'all came up with this.
What it?
I mean, you want to see the difference?
What it is?
Yeah.
What it is that for me.
I mean, just look at me. I don't have lashes on.
You better snatch them off, Siobhan. You
Well,
better
you're killing it right now.
Lashes.
For me.
God
For
dang.
me.
I don't wear
I
them.
don't see a goddamn difference.
I do.
Oh shit! There you
Wait,
go.
But if you wear them, you'll see the difference. But I don't wear lashes. I mean, look, all I pretty much do is lipstick, and my skin is very oily. Like I say, I suffer with, acne, and I have hormonal acne as well. So I'll try to like put, some pop. But as far as like getting heavy into makeup, how some ladies are, I'm not like that. I'm not against whatever somebody decides to do with their beauty standards. I just started wearing freaking lipstick. I think I was like 33 or 34 when I started wearing lipstick. That's because my husband saw that MAC Ruby Woo on me and he fell in love with that. So I had to keep it going. But I'm not as far as like hair, I'm natural. My hair is short. I just got braids for the first time at the age of 40. And I did that because I did that because I'm trying to let my front grow. I keep cutting it. I'm scissor happy. I love short hair. So I said, well, maybe if I put some braids in, I can't touch my hair. I would have to leave it alone, right? So I've been doing that. And I love it because it's easy, but I'm all for natural beauty. I am. I'm all for it.
Me too. Men have a problem with that too, with hair. A guy told me,
Fuzzy,
you're wearing.
Nail shop? Fuzzy, are you nail shop?
What happened was I had double booked myself.
Don't get them talons now.
She got her feet in the. She got your feet in the.
I'm about to get
what are you doing, Fuzzy?
I'm about to get my toes done.
Don't get them talons. We don't see them.
That's another thing, huh? So now we can't have nails. We can't have nails either.
Right.
I don't even have no nails on.
Okay, good. I didn't want you to be like on them Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So I don't want to be judgy, like when Siobhan and Fuzzy said that they wouldn't give up their lashes for their man. I mean, the only thing that's unnatural is my hair color. And if I get in a relationship, obviously a man will meet me with blonde hair, and if he asked me to not dye my hair blonde, I would be taken aback, because this is how you met me. This is the only thing that's technically unnatural in my body. So it wouldn't be a yes or a no, but it would definitely be a conversation on what is it about my blonde hair that you don't like or want me to go to my natural hair color, which is deeply grayed. I gray early, just like my mother. So that's another reason why I have my hair blonde, but I would definitely have a conversation like, why would you want me to change that if this is how you met me?
Well, I mean, doesn't it matter at all if a man wants to see just your natural you down to the, the barest bones? Because a lot of times men having these little units put on their head, that's, they go from bald headed to waves. That's all kind of a new phenomenon. So most of this time, we've just had to present ourselves as we are. Men get clowned for wearing any kind of makeup. So if you got acne problems, if your eyes look weird, if you're, you just got to deal with it. And so a lot of times men are just kind of looking for that same kind of energy, not to say don't wear makeup, don't wear this and that, but, we want to see your natural state just like y'all see us in our natural state. And so, should men like mind their business when it comes to this kind of thing? Or, is it asking too much to be like, I just want to see what you look like? I understand that you feel good in this, but I just want to see what you are with no attachments. Is that an unfair ask?
No, I don't think.
Hey, Cal, hold on, Emma. I didn't mean to cut you off, but he took my next question I was going to ask, because I did see it and I meant to bring it up beforehand, but this is a perfect time. Somebody asked, would it be offensive if a man asks you to see you without your makeup? Can you see a picture? Can you see a picture of you without your makeup, like on a date?
I don't think anything's wrong with that, especially nowadays with all these filters and
But would you feel offensive if somebody asked that?
I would not. I mean, for me, no, I don't wear makeup like that. So if he see me, he's seeing me. But I mean, for ladies who wear makeup like that, I guess that's a personal thing. I mean, if they like the guy, I don't see why it would bother them. I mean, at any point, your man's supposed to know how you naturally look. Like, he should know that. He should know how you look when you wake up in the morning, how you look just on a regular day, how you look when you're sick. Like, every day is not going to be, oh, I'm looking like I'm, in a freaking photo spray for Essence. Like, that's unrealistic. Like, we don't look like how I look right now. I'm sure it's not how I look when I, woke up and rubbed the crust out of my eyes. So I think people should know how you naturally look. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. But nowadays, there's a lot of different things that people can do to modify how they look, even down to filters on the phone.
Hey, man, I want to see your ass straight out the goddamn shower, man.
So,
go ahead, Amber.
It's my profession to help enhance beauty. Obviously, I do a lot of editing and retouching specifically for my women clients, which gets the attraction on social media. But a lot of brothers are complaining, like, I just want the person I see on my phone to look like that in person. That's all they're asking for. And it seems like they're not getting it. So that's the issue I see.
Is it? Go ahead, Hank.
Well, my problem is I don't understand if a man who's willing to give you his last name, bless you with his last name. No, I'm not going to say give you, bless you with his last name. What is wrong with sacrificing some things as small as I think is some eyelashes or some a lot of makeup or the wigs or the weave? If this is the man who's going to be your husband, he's asking that of you. Why not make that sacrifice? Because I'm sure he's going to have to hold on. I'm sure there's going to be some sacrifices that you're going to ask him to make.
I understand what you're saying, Hank. I really, really, really get what you're saying. Now, some women overdo it. They got these baby hairs. They got these wigs glued to their scalp. I find it utterly ridiculous. I really do. But lashes, just a pair of lashes. I mean,
she gonna stay on the lashes.
But we can take them off at any time too, sis.
I ain't giving up my lashes. That's it.
Strong,
we can take them off at any time, and I think if my husband, somebody I'm really serious with, that I really don't like them, like, okay, I'll go find some really good mascara, but baby, just know when I go out, okay, I'm gonna have these lashes on.
Can I ask?
And just like Siobhan said, we don't wear them to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't wear a lot of makeup. I just throw these lashes and some lipstick on, completely fresh face, mostly all the time, but just let me keep my lashes. I'm a cook. I'm a clean.
They're like $2. They're like $2 or.
It's not about the money.
Hold on. I think Amber trying to ask a question, yeah.
I wanted to ask the fellas a question. So I'm talking specifically for me. Like I said, the only thing that's not natural is my hair color. And if my husband be like, you know what, Amber, I want to see you with your dark brown hair. And I do it for him. No issues, no pushback. But he may notice I may not have that same pep in my step. You know what I mean? That confidence meter kind of went down. What would the gentleman say about that? She did what you asked to appease you, but you notice she don't have that swagger attitude.
Let me tell you what I'm going to say, Amber. I'm going to say, baby, I don't give a shit what anybody else think as long as I am okay with it.
Do you care about how she feels, though?
Look,
right.
I do care about how she feels. But this is a request I'm asking of her. Now, she could tell me, he ain't go to hell. I'm not doing shit just like y'all doing. And I accept it, I move on, and I adjust.
But that's not my question. I mean, what if she doesn't even complain? She don't even say nothing. She does what you ask, but you just knowing her, you notice she's a little different. She's not as funky. Because she changed something that she felt that made her beautiful.
But that's when we're going to have that conversation, baby.
Okay.
We're going to talk, baby. I know I ask of you, but you seem like it's really affecting you. And if that's the case, I'm okay with you changing your hair back. I just wanted that moment to see where your heart was, to see if you was willing on doing it. And if you was willing on doing it, I'm good with it. That lets me know I got a real one.
And I think that's what's missing in these conversations, that there are submissive women who do what their husband asks or their man asks immediately, and they may not voice that. It might chip away at their confidence or their self-esteem, but they're going to be down for the team. But it's that follow-up, I think, reassurance she may need from her husband.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, if I was messing with somebody like Javon, I would take all 4 of them motherfuckers and flush them down the goddamn toilet. I'm just telling you, Siobhan, don't be surprised they come up missing. Where am I?
Hank, those are fighting words.
I'm saying,
those
man,
are fighting words, Hank.
I'm telling you,
you need to talk to the water company. They belong to the water company now.
I actually might cry. Like I probably would cry. For real, I would cry. I was like, you threw my eyelashes on?
Yeah.
It must be like shoes for a dude or something. I don't know.
I want to have a whole ceremony for him too and everything.
Yeah. I kind of go around to the men, or Amber asked the question for the men. Anybody else want to respond to that?
Go ahead, Rilla.
What was the question? What would I do if I saw a little less pep in her step because she changed her hair color?
Or like whatever you asked her to change, she did it. No question, no pushback, but you know that she's not the same anymore.
Right, because we're talking external, and if that affects her that much, then I think we're having a different and a deeper conversation about why that's impacting her so much. Because for me, I look at marriage and relationships as covenant, and there should be a pouring there. My investment into her is about her, and her investment into me. She should be investing into me about me, right? Like, let me see if I can make that make sense, because I know that came out like conscious stream of thought. I have a vested interest in her happiness. I have a vested interest in her being joyful. So that's one of the reasons why men will go to these extremes to make sure their woman is comfortable, make sure she's covered, make sure she's provided for. See, like, we're asked to do a lot. If somebody breaks through that door, I'm expected to address that issue. So to us, a lot of times, the things like those eyelashes, and I mean, especially the snuffleupagus ones, to us, that's minor, but it seems like to y'all, that's like a really big deal. And I think for some of the brothers on the panel, it's like hard for us to wrap our heads around that. But Amber, to answer your question, man, we'd have to have a deeper conversation about that, because I'd be curious as to, if I ask you this, and is your personality, your livelihood, your joy, your countenance, all that's tied into me asking you to change or adjust something external. That's a deeper conversation. But one thing I do with my wife is I'm playful and I compliment her all the time anyway, regardless. Right. So to your point, like, if you met your husband and he met you with the blonde hair, it may seem weird that he's asking you to change it. I get that. I do understand that. That's how I met you. But men are visual. We're visual. So we're stimulated visually. So I may have liked it when I first met you. I may not like that. I might want to just see something a little different on you, you know. I just might want to see something different. But I just have to have a deeper conversation with her about why she's feeling that way.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think that men make these requests sometimes as like a permanent thing either. You know, some men just want to see you. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be some long term, like, I don't want to ever see these eyelashes on you ever again kind of situation, because I think that would also generate a conversation that may need to be had from a man's standpoint. Like, why are you so passionate about me not having this? So at the same time, I think that a man just wants to see you at some point as you guys are getting to know each other. Like, hey, I just want to see you without this hair, without these nails, without this makeup. Just want to see what you look like. If we go out to the beach, I want you to look like a person going to the beach without all of that. And so, you know, but not to say if we're going to some benefit or if we're going to dinner and Siobhan, you want to wear your lashes, yeah, by all means, you know, if that's what makes you feel confident and you do look good, if I met you with these eyelashes on, then yeah, absolutely. But if you need eyelashes to go to the grocery store, well, no, we need to figure out what's going on with that. You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily need to do that. And if you feel like you're not as attractive just overall, then yeah, I feel like that is a conversation that we need to have. We need to kind of get to the bottom of that. But at the same time, if I were to say, no, I don't want you to wear a dress that's shorter than an inch above your knees, and I don't want you to wear no heels, and I don't want you to wear this, that, no sexy lip gloss, no eyelashes. I want you to just be natural. You know, I think that that's an issue that I need to deal with too. So, you know, but to answer Amber's question, I mean, I agree with Rilla. I have an invested interest in you being happy as my wife. So, or just as my lady, as Hink would say. And if it's something that is really impacting you like that, then yes, I want you to, we could talk about it and you can go back to that. And it was just a momentary thing that I might want to just see you in your most naked form.
Hey, Kyle, just real quick, can I say something? Because I didn't go around on the first one, but I hope the ladies understand that when men say they like natural women, we're not talking about like Erykah Badu and India Ari, right? So even if you are wearing makeup and stuff like that, it should be an embellishment and enhancement, right? Like you shouldn't take off your makeup and look like a completely different person. Like, who the fuck is that? Where did this stranger come from? Like, who let you in the house? Right? It shouldn't be like that. You should still look the same, right? When you take all the enhancements and embellishments off. And then the other thing, because I know all these BBLs and all these other enhancements got some women out here looking like ants. Y'all have to learn the difference between what men will play with and what they'll commit to. Jessica Rabbit is fun to look at. It's maybe fun to play with, but that's not who men are going to commit to. So that's why men say that.
And if it's a man who's, you know, has family and children on their mind, they might be trying to size you up to see what their children will look like. You know, they may want to see like, okay, if you are, you know, bald headed, I kind of want to know that way. If we have a daughter, she might have some hair problems. Or if, you know, if you walk up with a body shaper on, and once you take the body shaper off, it, you know, 60 pounds fall out, then you may want to know that and, you know, be like, okay, this woman actually has maybe a weight issue or some kind of health issue. I want to be able to see that before I commit my feelings, you know, start to try to envision a future with this person. Like I want to see who this person is, you know, because again, it's easy for y'all to see us. You can see our height, you can see all of our little flaws, but y'all have mastered hiding a lot of your flaws. So when it comes to attraction, we're really trying to get to it, depending on the man, of course, but we're really trying to get to know, you know, who you are, that way we can build a future with the real you and not the one that has 8-inch eyelashes and 10-inch weave and 5-inch nails. You know, that's just not, that's cool. And we're not mad at you for that. But if you ladies want men to commit to you the way you want, then you guys got to sacrifice some of the more superficial things that Hink was alluding to.
No, and I think.
Well, go ahead, Siobhan.
So what I do think is that some women do wear too much makeup, right? They do, right? And some of us can take our makeup off and we're fine. It's supposed to be like a little dab, few minutes. Like it doesn't really take a long time for me to do my makeup. It takes no longer than 15 minutes. If that, right? But there are some women that do have PCOS. Is that what PCOS? Is it PCOS? Yeah. And it causes them to have like hairs, and it's like a change of hormones. And sometimes like a lot of women, including me, will get like a few little hairs on the bottom. We'll pluck them or whatever, and it'll leave a scar. And it's more so an insecurity. I could say for me personally, that's something that I am a little bit insecure about, are like some of my scars underneath. But I go to the dermatologist. I go use the stuff that they have, but my skin is just so sensitive. Sometimes it'll dry my face out so bad. Like it personally looks worse to me. So I'm like, let me keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully that I find something that actually does work. Now it's not that bad, but there are some women that damn near have like beards because their case is so bad.
And I hear you on that, but you know, if me and you are trying to build a relationship together, Siobhan, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't care about that, but I want you to feel comfortable with me seeing that on you. So, you know what I mean? I don't want you to feel like, you know, this is the man I'm trying to be with, I'm falling in love, whatever. I can't let him see this, because if he sees it, then he'll fall out of love. No. A man wants to see that because it shows, you know, a certain level of trust, a certain level of, you know, vulnerability, all of that. And so we might become less attracted to you because you're trying to hide it from us. So I just think that, you know, it can get a real slippery slope in your scenario, but I think a man would want to see that. And again, it depends on the man too. Some men out here do want, all they want to see is the person they saw on Instagram. And if they don't see that, then they're going to lose their mind on you. So it really depends on the man you're dealing with too.
I mean,
I agree with that.
I know I give.
We're going to go to Hank then Rio.
Shout out to the bald head hoes. And I know I give them a hard time and all that, but man, look here. At least I know that hair is real. But I ain't got shit on it. At least I know it's real. And that's what men want, the realness. Because I can't take you serious. I can't take you serious with all that fake shit. First of all, I think you're a phony. And you're about to come with a damn con or a lie. Are you trying to sell me a car with no goddamn engine in it? No, man. Keep that shit. I want you as real as possible, baby. And if you ain't gonna be real with me, then I don't need your ass. Take your fake ass on down the street with the rest of these clowns.
All right, go ahead, Rio.
So my question would be, how long can you maintain hiding whatever your flaws are, right? And will you feel insecure once it gets exposed? I mean, ultimately, for instance, Siobhan, you gave an example about, what was it called? PTO?
PCOS.
PTOS. Would you rather a man who was willing to accept you for your flaws and support you in whatever it will require for you to, improve upon whatever that flaw is, or someone who just doesn't know about it? And one day he's going to stumble upon it. I mean, if you're in a long-term relationship, there ain't a whole lot that you can hide. And then he may be taken aback and thinking, damn, I can't stand that PTOS on her chin. You know what I'm saying? And now you're dealing with a person who has that in the back of their mind, and they haven't had an opportunity to decide whether or not they like that in the beginning, right? So all we're saying is just be your naked self right up front, because we have to be, right? Be your naked self right up front and give us an opportunity to love all of you, or decide, you know what, this ain't for me. Rather than find it out later, you feel like, okay, well, you kind of got out on me, so to speak. Hank just gave the example of a car without an engine. That's how we feel, because she may come with the shaper, the wig, the lashes, the whole nine. And then later on down the line, we wake up, there's a lash hanging off the corner of her eyelid. You know what I'm saying? The brows started to fade, the shaper is off, and we seeing real body meat hang out. You know what I'm saying? That's who we were really dealing with. That's who we were really dealing with. We needed to know her up front. That's all we saying.
Hey, y'all remember that scene in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? She said, I got something to tell you. She started taking everything off, including the leg.
I do want to chime on this a little bit.
And he started hopping after him. Do you hear me?
I do agree with Siobhan, and I had spoke about this last Sunday about PCOS, and it is a hormonal imbalance basically. And I have that as well, another gift. But my husband knows this, and that's why I said last week when he met me, he knew I have acne. I'm not trying to hide it. You have to basically just, if you're attracted to me, you're just gonna be attracted to this is who I am. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna feel like I have to, wake up every morning and do my face before you wake up so you can see me look a certain way. And some women, that works for them having that type of lifestyle. That don't work for me. I'm not gonna hide my flaws. And I just felt like when people are with each other, they should know, like they should know how you truly look. Like I don't see anything wrong with that. And as far as like your man asking of you certain things, my husband loves for my hair to be in like red hues. He loves to see that on me. I like it, but I don't love it because red, if you ever had red tones before in your hair, they're very hard to keep up with. They fade very easily. It's a lot of drama that goes with it. But what I do is around the time of our anniversary, I always get my hair with like a little red tint to it for him, So that's my gift back to him. Like letting him know, I hear you. I know you like this on me. And it's not like I'm like having this I don't care kind of thing, but and he understands because I'll tell him all the time, oh, look at the pillowcase, it's just because red can be very messy. But I always do it like for our anniversary. I put my hair in like a red tone for him.
And I would bet that men are probably more attracted to the woman who's not hiding her acne versus the woman who done caked on a bunch of makeup and then it's two different tones between their face and neck and stuff like that. Because again, like Rio was saying, we do like to see the whoever you really are from jump. You know what I mean? That way we can kind of make that. And I think sometimes, a woman who's has on a lot of makeup is kind of using that to hide their personality too. They're kind of relying on this crazy, exaggerated standard of beauty that they put on themselves, to which now they can kind of not be so friendly. Whereas, the stereotype could be that the woman who's a little more natural, has less makeup and everything, probably is a better person socially too. They know how to talk to people. They know how to, kind of let their personality hang out versus the person who's, heavy on all the superficial things, who just rely on their look. So, I think when it comes to attraction, it could go a lot of different directions. And so again, having a couple, the PTOS and having those issues, that might not drive a man away at all. You know what I mean? Because it shows that you're confident in yourself. It shows that, you're not necessarily so worried about what everybody else thinks. It shows that you're not concerned with the European national standard of beauty. These that feel like you turn around, everybody looks like Kim Kardashian. And so now we can't tell people apart. So, I think that it usually works in the reverse for mature people.
I do want to speak on this real quick. I think that like most guys, I'm not saying if they're looking for her to be the wife or not, but most guys, like they don't really care, right? Like unless, it comes home. So when it comes home and you want to be vested in them, you need to listen to that man. If that man does not like certain things, then you need to make sure that you do it to his liking, right? Because if you want that man, if he's a good man and you want to be able to keep that man, then you got to make sure you stay attracted to him. So I think if the man said get rid of those lashes, then you might got to get rid of those lashes. Maybe the man might notice that you are a little bit insecure, and so maybe he might be motivating you to become a little bit more natural, so that you don't have to depend on it. Because there are times where it do look crazy. Like I see a lot of pictures with women with long eyelashes, and it look like they cross-eyed or cockeyed or something. You're just like, what the hell is that going on? Like, how does that look attractive? Am I the only one that's looking at this picture where it looks like one eye looks this way or you can barely see it? So I don't know. Am I tripping with that, or you guys see that too? Do women notice that, or do they overlook that when they look at those pictures, or is it obvious? Like, what's really going on when that happens in these pictures?
Well, it's a lot of different things that happen. Some people are naturally cockeyed and their eyes are just like that, right? So it's okay. But sometimes when the lashes are too heavy, you're like it brings down your eyes to where you can't see them. Like some women want them to be like a curtain, like it's just that long. Lashes are really not meant to be that long. They're not. They make them because some people just like that look. I think it's personally ugly. I think it's ugly looking, right? But some women like that. They want them naturally long, and some men like that too. So I don't know. I wouldn't say a lot. I'm just saying there are some men that I guess in their playful area, like that's what they like, and they're okay with a woman having it at that time.
Yeah. So, okay, that's cool. But as I was saying, just if your man, future husband, he has that potential to be that great man in your life, and he has a request, then you just need to go ahead and just honor that request, because he's the one that you should be trying to satisfy in all ways. I mean, especially if he's your husband, I don't see anything wrong with it. So.
Well, you're talking about giving up power now, JR, which is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? That could, even something that small could be considered a power move.
Well, you just got to deal with it, Cal. We just got to deal with it.
I think that
if they're looking at it as power, then that just says a lot about their character. If they're willing to trip over, he's telling you what he likes, and if you can't, follow suit with it, I don't think it's a big thing. Just like arguments, like people will have conversations and then they will label it to be an argument. It's like, well, who said this had to be an argument? This is just communication. This is how we go back and forth. So I think it's just all the mindset and how you approach like situations, how you think. I mean, and then you got to ask yourself, if somebody's tripping over this, then what else have they tripped over like that? you could typically learn a lot about a person. So you just got to kind of stand your ground with it. Like if that's what you want, if you say, hey, you know, I'm not really feeling that don't look good on you. Like men have to start being a little bit more honest when it comes to like what it is that they like and what it is that they want. And if they do that, and they're gonna be with it or she not, and then y'all can have a separate conversation after that. But at least you spoke up about what it is that you do not like. And I think Logic brought that up too. Like most men, because women ask you know, how to look in this dress, and most men will probably give them the response that they want to hear, because they understand that if they tell them the honest truth, then it's gonna be, oh, you think I'm ugly, oh, that's why you're looking at them other bitches and all this. This just go left real quick. But I think we have to get to a space where we are on both sides, right? We're being a little bit more honest with ourselves and having these tough conversations in order to be able, because the goal is for you to be happy, you know, to be attracted to that person. And if hypothetically, if they're getting bigger, you know, say we got to get in the gym, or you got to get in the gym. And then people change as they get older. Like people desires what turns you on, may not turn you on as much. You know, that it could be a perfume, it's your favorite one. I loved it. And then all of a sudden it's like, that shit stank. Like it changed.
So, okay, so I don't mean to change gears really, really quick, right? And I hope you don't mind. But there is, you know how a lot of women love lingerie, right? And ladies, I hope you guys can understand me, right? Is lingerie still attractive to older men past 30? Because I've actually had, me personally, a person that was 34 at the time, I think. And I wanted to wear lingerie because I haven't worn lingerie in a really long time outside of myself. I like to wear I cook breakfast or whatever, but not particularly for a man, but just because I like to wear it. And it was like, nobody likes that. Nobody wants to look at lingerie. And I was looking like, you know, like you're happy to wear it. So I was like, okay, is that something that like is attractive to men still, like, or no?
I think presentation is very important when it comes to this, Siobhan. Ultimately, if you're putting on lingerie right before we're about to have sex, it's just getting ready to come off anyway. So that's not really necessarily when we're looking to see it. However, people mention foreplay all the time, and that can mean a lot of different things. If you just decide that you're going to come home one day and then you're going to put on your lingerie and you're going to make dinner and I see you wearing this around the house, well, you're setting the tone for that evening, right? And at this point, we can't wait till we get to, you know, our final destination, so to speak. So it's more or less to just kind of get us going. But if you're going to put it on right before we get ready to do the deed, then oftentimes, no, butt naked is just fine, right? So I think it's just a matter of when and how you present.
Okay, but
you say you put on lingerie to cook breakfast. That's just your morning outfit.
If my child is not home, then yes. So sometimes you have to put the lingerie on right before, because I don't personally want my child to see me in the kitchen with lingerie on and just have her look at me like, what you wearing? You know, I don't want her to think that that's appropriate. Right? So sometimes you have to put it on right before. But if there's a case where, you know, she's not home, then of course, yeah, I can do that to where it's like a longer period of time. But sometimes you only have a short window.
So you put on some lingerie like 10 a.m. and you just got that on all day. Or you know what I'm saying? And then you saying that your man said, yeah, you don't gotta have on lingerie all day just to be wearing it, like that's your day clothes. Because yeah, I could see how that would be weird. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it's unattractive, but you know, what's your intent with the, like Rio said, you know, what's the intent of wearing lingerie? Are you trying to set the tone for the whole day and you going, you know, just be wearing that the whole day, or are you wearing that?
I don't think she's trying to have it on all day, Cal. I just think
No.
yeah.
She didn't She didn't say.
It's probably stank. It's probably stank by then.
That's what I'm saying. By noon, you know what I'm saying? You got to do a
Nah.
thing.
Yeah,
Go
she
ahead.
She didn't specify when she put it on. I was just giving advice and saying that if she's making dinner or earlier in the evening, not necessarily right before sex, right? Because ultimately we know we might as well take all that off, right? So she was just saying that she doesn't know whether or not we even like it. And I said that may have a lot to do with when she's presenting it, so to speak. And then one important thing that she mentioned is about that window. I think us with kids, we run into that a lot. The kids dictate what type of window we're gonna have, and I think it should be the other way around. If bedtime is at 7:30 tonight, then it just is, right? And so and so because the parents need that adult time. So once again, there's that planning in her approach and how she's gonna overcome those obstacles so that it makes sense and so that we can fully appreciate it.
Yeah, fuck them kids, man.
All right, y'all.
Hey, facts, really. Sometimes, I mean, when it comes to adult time, you know what I mean?
Fuck them kids.
Right.
It depends on who you with, man. Look, the one thing you can do is try and see what if he shows some interest in the Siobhan, then keep rolling with it. But if he doesn't, then you adjust. That's all you have to do. But like you said, to each his own. Every man's different. Not every man's the same. So if he's okay with it, he seems like he's into it, then go for it. But if not, then hey, let that shit go. I tell you this, don't go all out on buying an expensive one, especially if you don't know if that's what he's into first. I guess go to something like Adam and Eve, get you one of them old cheap outfits, and if he's into that, then maybe upscale and do a little something more expensive, more lavish. But if he said, I'm not with that, baby, then hey, no harm, no foul.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because I was like, I mean, another person I told my homegirl and she was just like, he gay? And I was like,
there y'all go. Why you always go to that shit?
Like, I said it's not that. I mean, I said to each his own.
I can't stand when women, the first thing they want to throw a man out there, is he gay? No, man, we ain't gotta be gay because we don't like. I mean, goddamn.
No, I think every guy is different.
Gay.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say it's one of those things like y'all mentioned before, and if it happens, you're not gonna be mad at it, right? But some guys don't care. Some guys, just like some guys don't care if it's shade, some guys do. It's just all depend on that guy. And I guess that's gonna be up to you to learn what it is that man likes. But I do understand we're playing it safe. I think we all know how to play it safe than throw it on somebody, because we do have an idea of what most men may like, and then later on you may find out he don't even care. He don't even care if it's different. If it's a different color bra than the panties, he don't even care.
Yeah, I mean,
he don't care. He don't care if I don't wear panties. He don't care. Yeah. So, but then you got some guys may look at it like, oh, I can't be out here with you like that. You don't even wear panties. He maybe some insecurity he may have, some on the back end that you may discover. So it's each his own. I mean, we all out here learning each other.
These stores or something, man, and get some ideas and maybe pick one out and say, hey, what do you think about this? And if he say, nah, baby, I'm good, that lets you know that's just not what he's into.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
All right. Guys, just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef-ING Sundays. Make sure we get the likes up. How we looking on the likes, really? I really like you slimming down, bro. Let me find out you biking, boy.
Well, I'm trying to get to it. I need to go right after this. Hold on.
Really trying to get high school skinny, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Let me go in the bathroom, putting your fingers in the mouth and nothing like that, bro. Ain't that serious, man?
Hey, yo.
We getting too small now.
Slow up. No. We got 812 in the building, 444 likes. Listen, man, y'all know the drill. Y'all know what the business is, man. Don't be disrespectful when you're coming up in other people's house. Wipe your feet on the rug and hit that like button in that order. You did.
Yeah.
Cut it out, Amber.
All right. Yeah, you heard, Red. Let's get the likes up, family. So also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get your tickets to ATL. That link is pinned to the top of the chat right there. Appreciate all the support. We do got some super chats. Any volunteers to read the super chats?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We ain't got a lot,
Gary Stewart, the Sunday morning get down. After morning prayer, this is my show. Great job, Lapeef. God bless you all. God bless you too. Happy Sunday.
God bless you, Gary.
We appreciate you, man. It wouldn't be nothing without the panel. So salute to the panel. Appreciate everybody.
Sway in the morning. There are only 2 categories in a man's head: wife and everything else. If you're not a wife in our heads, you're everything else simple. Jay White, pink like my long lost uncle. Salute, bro. RR Quake. Ladies, the fake stuff makes you look easier than what you receive the most attention. Or that way, sorry. Pink Dream 04. Ladies, please try Sephora Size Up Mascara. I like my lashes, but thanks. John the Baptist. In the famous words of Malcolm X, who taught you to hate yourself?
Damn.
John the Baptist. We love you for you when we can meet you. If you can. John the Baptist. How can we love you if we can't meet you?
I think that might have been the correction.
Yeah. Ricky Williams boxing. Ladies can be drag queens too. Pancake face. Ooh. Thomas Davis.
Oh, that's right, Ricky. I know that's right.
What's the cutoff point to these exaggerated beauty standards? That's not how you spell exaggerated, but it's okay. Gina 789. It doesn't matter how she feels. It's what he feels. It's what both people feel, girl. But thank you. Dietrich Harris. And what has happened to women loving their skin tone and skin color and covering their entire body with tattoos? Show that mocha, caramel skin, ladies. Thank you. I'm Caramel. Woo.
Shout out to Jay. He's out of town, but he's part of the panel too.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay. Okay. A story to tell. Lingerie is the candles you blow out before you eat the cake. Okay.
Okay, Jay.
I like that.
It's the Gina time, I see.
Got one from Kelly too.
Kelly Combos. Y'all acting like y'all don't miss me. We miss you, girl. Hello. Thank you.
Love you, girl.
All right, let me see who else. Anybody else? I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it for right now. Again, let's make sure we get the likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get your tickets to ATL. Here we go. Let's keep it moving. I got another video to play for you guys. Ready?
Let's do it, baby.
Or real like he focused over there. Yeah, real. Make sure you get them likes up, real. I see, demon time.
Decision based on, can she meet your need?
What if he doesn't know his needs, though? And the reason why I ask that is because, like for me, for instance, because I dated from a lens of my faith, there are a lot of questions that I didn't ask myself that I was even self-aware enough to acknowledge that I needed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how would one who has neglected his needs be able to even identify them to say, hey, this is what I need. That's not what I need.
That's a great question. And this is a great time to plug in, go get Just Heal Bro journal. This is going to help you identify your needs, but it's going to help you identify with who you are beyond your experiences. So one of the things is, man, as I've been journaling, man, like 10 years, bro. And for me, once I identify what I need, I was able to be clear about it. And I was able to articulate them in a way that even if it wasn't received, I was able to release that. And so as you spend more time with yourself, your needs are always going to be associated with deficits. What didn't you get? What didn't you get as a kid? Because your inner child is what shows up in relationships. See, we show up in relationship as adults, but it's the inner child who is on display every day. For an example.
I didn't get some stuff, and it's coming to light now, and I'm thinking about it.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, I didn't really get affection.
All right, make sure y'all paying attention now. Make sure y'all paying attention. Y'all ready? Y'all good? All right. I got to pause in between anyway.
From my mom as a kid, I didn't really get affection even from my dad. as a kid as well. So that's one of the things that I enjoy in relationships is affection.
So good thing. And we're gonna make this out of a little session.
All right.
And I want y'all to watch this, ladies. When you get affection, what does that do for you?
Makes me feel desired, makes me feel appreciated.
Pause right there. So this is why it's important, men and women, but I like what you just did, Josh. When you have an understanding of why somebody needs this, you now get an understanding of how they function.
Y'all caught that? All right. So make sure y'all did. I had to pause in between.
How they function. How do they feel? You said, when I get affection, I feel desired. I feel needed. I feel appreciated. So in that person is able to understand when I show him affection, I'm telling him I desire him.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
When you feel desired, you now feel that we are connected. And so as you begin to spend more time with yourself, brothers, and have an understanding, because the five love languages are great. It's a great book to read for men, understanding how you need to be loved, but understanding even more, why do you need this? And the why is connected to what pushes you.
All right. Men making decisions based on if she can meet your needs. You guys saw the video. What did you guys think? What are your thoughts about it?
I think that a lot of men and women, when they're in relationships, they don't ask the necessary questions. So sometimes we don't know that a lot of the things that we dislike are things that are stemming from their childhood, right? Because when you're first dealing with somebody, it's the honeymoon stage. They're only showing you what you like, in that moment. So you're not able to see all the nooks and crannies that the man doesn't want you to see until later on down the line. And sometimes that frustrates women. So if men are making decisions based on if she can meet their needs, like, I don't think that eventually a woman can meet their needs in its entirety, but it's going to take so long because there's a large learning process there. And a woman has to want to learn that man. And a lot of women don't. And a lot of men are willing to share.
Okay. Anybody else?
I actually think it was interesting when he was speaking on trying to find out what your needs are outside of your experiences. I think that's really tough to do. I mean, even to what Siobhan just said, you don't ask the right questions. A lot of times, especially when you're younger, you don't even know the questions to ask. I mean, it's much easier as a grown man after you've had, 2, 3, 4 relationships, or at least, a few interactions with some women throughout your life, that now you're able to process what you need based on all the things that you know that you don't want. So, it's when you're maybe dealing with it in a more therapy type of setting, you may come to some realizations like, okay, I never got a hug from my parents, so now I really value hugs in these relationships. But, that is a hard conclusion to come to by yourself. That takes some outside influence. So when it comes to, just making decisions if a woman can meet my needs and you don't know what your needs are, it really feels like something that you just got to experience and kind of come to these conclusions in real time. And then if that relationship doesn't work, well, at least you've gathered some information about yourself, and now you can move accordingly to the future. And then eventually, if you get to a certain age, now you know all the things that you need, and now you can date a little more intentionally. But if you're, let's say, 22 and you don't necessarily have that much experience in the dating world, and so you're trying to figure out what you like, well, you're going to have to try a lot of stuff to be able to really understand what you're going to need. I mean, especially if you were a kid who got hugs from your mom and dad and you got that, so you don't even necessarily know that you need that. So I think it can be kind of tough. And I think it's only a conversation that mature people have, because it does take a lot of experience or a lot of intense conversations with people who've had that experience. So it's really tough to come to those conclusions on your own, in my opinion.
And you know what, Kyle? A lot of people don't want to sit down and have those conversations. They're uncomfortable. And I do believe in for me personally, like, you know, being with someone, there were times where I didn't want to have those uncomfortable conversations because they're uncomfortable, you know, but if they don't happen, they're going to eventually happen. And then you're going to be so blindsided and uncomfortable that they might not ever happen. And the man wants to leave.
What you thoughts about it, Amber?
There definitely needs to be specific questions, I guess, asked, but there also has to be a level of transparency. But even before that, each individual, I think at our age, has done some level of work of knowing who they are, being in tune with who they are, understanding their paradigm and understanding why they want certain things. So once that's understood, you are now in the vetting, talking, courting phase. There's definitely needs to be more specific questions, and there has to be a level of honesty and transparency so you know what you're getting into.
I think that's something we gotta get comfortable with. I think not just any specific gender, but men and women, just putting our authentic selves out there, even when it's on subjects that aren't so marketable, right? For instance, the brother talked about him not receiving a lot of affection when he grew up. So with that being said, I take it that he probably isn't a very affectionate person. I'm a person that I could attest to that. I'm not either, right? So when you're dating with somebody, you don't necessarily say, well, let me just go ahead and throw this out there. Let me just tell you up front, I'm not very affectionate. It just doesn't naturally come off the tongue, right? Because you're trying to sell yourself, right? And I think that that's what we're talking about. And people have to find out these things later. And then you have relationship conflicts that you can potentially avoid it if you were just able to give somebody the opportunity to let them find that out and determine whether or not they can handle that. You know what I mean? Vice versa. And I think that's what we're talking about in so many of these different topics that we're talking about today. Is just give the other person opportunity to, you know, essentially evaluate and come to an understanding of whether or not I can work with this person's flaws and I can move forward. Or, you know what, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. This is something that is going to eventually cause us a problem later on down the line. You know what I mean?
Rio, do you think that that's a lack? Like, let's say if you didn't grow up receiving a lot of affection and then you yourself are now not that affectionate, are you seeking a woman who is affectionate? Is that a need that you're looking to fill? Or is it the opposite where because you're not familiar with that emotion, you don't necessarily want a woman who's going to be giving you that emotion either because you don't know how to accept it?
So I will say this. I think that although that's not anything that I've ever personally looked for, I think that you find that a lot of women just are affectionate. You know what I mean? And so, at least in my experience, right? And so it's been something that has just kind of come with the territory. And with me over time, I've had to learn how to reciprocate that, but I have to be more conscious about it. You know what I mean? Whereas to some who, listen, their families are affectionate, they came up affectionate, it just comes naturally, right? And so I think sometimes, and I'll just throw this out there, I'm probably not the only man who's been told, yeah, well, you're only affectionate, it seems, when you want to have sex. Well, sometimes we learn that essentially when we are affectionate, sex happens. And so therefore we just kind of consciously do that, right? But to do the PDA thing, walking in the park, holding hands, stopping and pecking and having picnics and shit, that doesn't necessarily come natural to every individual or every man per se. If that's not been your life, that's not, you know, who you are, so to speak. So, you know, these are some things that essentially I can tell you from experience, they're detrimental to relationships if you don't kind of let people know that up front. I will tell you though, people may like you for other things, and then they will go ahead and accept some of these other things that they don't necessarily like, and they'll think that they can work on you, right? And sometimes it works. Yeah, I may become more affectionate, but I'm never going to be able to match your level of affection. You've been like this your entire life, and I'm trying to learn to be that. You know what I mean? So you would have to accept that we're not equally yoked in that category. You know, and that's okay sometimes if people are willing, you know what I mean? We're talking about that's the gist of what we're talking about today. We're talking about the fact that, listen, I may come in, somebody mentioned a skin condition. I may come in with a skin condition and you may have flawless skin. That doesn't necessarily mean that we can't be together, right? It just means that we have to be transparent about that and kind of, you know, support each other in our areas of flaw. You know what I mean? Because there may be some other things that make us really compatible. So I think we're talking about transparency here, because you're not going to meet this person who just has this perfect bag. You know what I mean? They're just, I mean, just on every level, you're just hitting on all cylinders. You're not going to meet that person. So let's find out what these flaws are, right? And figure out how we may be able, you know what I mean, to work around those things and support each other. So
I agree, Rico.
Yeah.
And I do agree that across the board, like everybody has said, it all comes down to communication. And as the saying goes, a closed mouth can't be fed. So if you don't let me know what you need, I don't know if I could provide it for you. And you know, in the makings of a good dish, a good meal, you have to have all the ingredients, right? So like that's like for example, my husband, his dad died when he was 13, like I think 2 or 3 days after his birthday. So when his birthday comes up, he's not excited, right? But communicating, letting me know that lets me know, okay, around this time I can expect for him to, you know, be a little off. But I think as adults, we have to communicate with each other about things, like the good things and the bad things. If I know like any past traumas, things that make you happy, things that don't make you happy, that helps me. And then that lets us know, okay, should we proceed or not? But and like honestly, I just always feels like communication is key. Like you have to be open with each other. You have to have those hard conversations. You know, everything is not going to always be peachy. And even like in that beginning phase of meeting a person, like that's when you should be asking some of these questions without trying to dig too deep. But that's when I think communication really, really matters at the beginning, so you don't waste each other time. Because if I can't meet the needs that you need, then what are we even here for?
Well, you know what? That's a kind of a segue into the question I had. Is it fair that people's needs change over time? And, you know, the person that could meet your needs at 25, now when y'all are 45 and their needs are different, you know, is that a fair thing to have to go through? You know, 20 years of marriage, let's say, and what they needed out of you then is different now, and you may not be able to meet that. You know, is that fair to ask your significant other to make those kind of changes?
We as human beings, we evolved. I am not the same Amber I was a month ago, let alone a year ago, let alone 5 years ago. And I think that goes back to what Toya said, is communicating as you shift and evolve as a human being, as you mature, communicate that the needs may be different. Because I think it will definitely be unfair of you to change. And then your partner and you don't include your partner into that change or that shift. It can be something that's spiritual, your diet, lifestyle. I want a career change, and then leaving your partner hanging and not communicating, and also giving them space to adapt to you changing. So I guess it goes back to communication and transparency.
Well, I know with me, when I was raised, my father never told me he loved me or anything like that. But I make sure I go over and beyond to share that with my kids and let them know that I love them anytime I get a chance. Especially, I do it really a lot more with my son, because you know, for boys, it's just not a thing. You know, to hear that another man tells you he loves you. So I make sure I share that with him, so he can share with his son and his daughter, you know, how much he loves and appreciates them. But as far as when I was 22, man, I was going after what I like. I didn't go after based on what I needed. Now, in my 30s, that's all I thought about. Any woman I'm going to deal with is because of the needs that she can meet for me. And if she can't meet them needs, then she won't be around. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I roll.
So I think that's one of the things that I think you kind of talking about there, Kyle, is if these needs change. What if we met, we're dating, and we used to love to go to, I don't know, Steak and Shake because we like burgers and milkshakes or something, right? And then all of a sudden, I decide, you know what, I'm gonna get fit. I don't like gluten. I don't like dairy. You know, I'm evaluating how I feel after I eat certain things. So we're not going to have these things, or I'm not going to have these things, but she still enjoys them, right? The expectation is that she supports me in this journey to be a better me, right? And so that I feel good and feel better, not only internally, but also better about myself, right? And so at that point, she can't just be still trying to push it in front of me. You got to join me in that journey because we're together, and vice versa. If she's working on her weight and I bring home donuts every Friday, it may behoove me to stop bringing home donuts every Friday, even though that's our thing, right? Because I have to support her in this weight loss journey. As long as people are evolving and growing, it's almost our duty, being their companion, their partner, their husband, wives, or whatever, to support them in that and to help them in that growth, because we're looking for that in return. At least we should be. We shouldn't be the same people that we were 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even, right? Because we're constantly growing and evolving as people. So you absolutely, if you're not willing to do that, then at that point, I think that's when we're starting to become incompatible, because I want to grow and you don't even want me to grow. There's a problem there. Now you're inhibiting my growth. How are we gonna be on the same team and you're inhibiting my growth? You know what I mean? So those are the things to think about.
So I do believe that, like what Rio was just saying, and Kyle, as far as over time, right? Say there are changes, like a change comes up that wasn't there in the beginning. That's where growth comes into play with relationships, because we should be growing together. Now, something can come up that we may not agree on, or that I may have interest in, or you may not have interest in, and that's fine as well. But as far as like what King Real was saying, like, I'm heavily into fitness. My husband is not, but I'm not gonna divorce my husband because he's not hitting the gym like I am. As long as he watches what he eat. My husband isn't, overweight or anything like that. He's not unhealthy, but he's just not into fitness how I am, and that's fine. It comes down to of respecting each other, likes and dislikes, or our interests and stuff like that. And I talked about this last Sunday, how my husband loves riding motorcycles. I don't necessarily care for motorbikes, but if it's a pretty day and he's like, "Babe, you want to take a ride?" Sure. But I'm not gonna like suggest, "Oh, let's go jump on a bike and take a ride," because that's not something that I have interest in. So it does come down to with us having differences, but the fitness part, that's my need. It's not his need. So I don't expect for him to feel like he has to be on board with what I'm doing. And if he wants to go to Steak and Shake, that's fine. We can go there. I can get something and eat as well. I mean, I'm pretty much gonna work it off anyway. But a lot of compromise comes into play too with relationships as well.
But does he try to influence you to not be on your journey?
He does not. He does not. He's very supportive of my fitness, and I'm very supportive of his life. And that's why I say, as long as you're not dealing with someone that's saying, "Why are you trying to lose all that weight?" or "Why are you trying to eat like a bunny?" or whatever crazy things people tell people that's trying to, throw them off track. Like, right. My husband is not like that. Like, as long as the change that you're going into is not your significant other, it's not trying to like make you feel bad about it, and it's not a change that's detrimental to the family, I don't see anything wrong with people having like differences and changes, because I was not heavily into plants like how I am now. That's something that, just came along. And, he'll laugh and be like, "Don't bring another plant in this house." So, so.
I mean, but that's like a good point though, Toya. Let's say you wanted to get into gardening. Let's say, you know what, we're going to get a garden in our backyard because I want to be able to eat healthy. I want to know exactly where the food's coming from. So I want to take this on. Your husband is just like, "No, I don't really want to do that." I mean, you specifically may not necessarily make that a deal breaker, but people in general be like, you're not supporting me. I feel like that's one of the reasons why the divorce rate is so high, because people have grown and another person doesn't grow. And because there's so many options out here just in general, they're like, well, you know what, this is what I need from you now, and you're not able to give it to me, so we may as well just break this off. So I just wonder, as needs change, is that even fair? Like, is the conversation or the compromise that you and your husband have, is it fair to each other that, he doesn't necessarily go with you to the gym, you're not necessarily thrilled with being on the motorcycle? If they really needed that from you for you to like it, that way they can take you to the motorcycle convention, or that you can get your own bike and y'all can ride together. Like, is that an unfair thing for him to expect out of you?
I don't think it's unfair. Like I said, as long as it's not something that's detrimental to us, like I don't see any, to me that comes into play with compromise. And like fitness for me is different. I feel like it's more of a mindset type thing for me. It's not all about the aesthetics of it for me. But if I felt like, if I asked my husband, if I'm going to walk through the subdivision, I'm like, hey, I'm about to go for a walk. You want to come with me? He'll say yes, and he'll come. Like he'll come take that walk with me. So, but like you said, example as the garden in the backyard, if I suggest that to him and he say, no, I don't think we should do that, then I would want to know why, like, why you don't want us to do it. Like, so we could communicate about that better. Like, what's the problem, or why, like, if it's just like a random no, then that's like, wait, like I need to know why exactly you don't want to do this. But I don't see anything wrong with people change over time. That's like me. Look, he had to deal with me getting, my husband has never seen this much hair on my head. So he had to deal with me getting braids for the first time at 40. So that was a change for him. And I asked him, and even to like make him feel comfortable with it, when I got my braids for the first time, I had a little red on the tips of it because I know he likes red. So I think it comes down to communicating,
Yeah. All right. You guys just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef Sports. Make sure you guys get them likes up. Get the likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's time to get to the meat of the conversation.
We switch it up again, JR? Lapeef Sports?
Oh, shit. Lapeef Sundays.
I think
you might have been the only one that caught on, so everybody's catching on to it.
I didn't even hear him say that.
I got you, Pastor. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, it's too early. It's too early. I had a lot of that wine early on in the early show. But now, make sure you guys get the likes up. Also, get your tickets to Atlanta, August the 5th, August the 6th. That link is pinned to the top of the chat. Appreciate everybody that's been super chatting, all of the support. Thank you, guys. All right, so the meat of the conversation right here. That was a video, and I'm going to play it for you guys shortly. But basically, the woman says men date down so they can feel superior. Sounds like we had this conversation. At least we heard of it within the space. They had a unique breakdown of what they were saying, so I'm going to play it, give you guys the context right now.
You feel like men go to a woman that is underneath them or beneath them so that way they can feel superior. I'm gonna give you an example. I have someone that's really, really close to me, and he just got out of a relationship. Now he's in a new one, and that girl that he's now with doesn't look up to par. This girl looks like she still needs help. And so he said, well, I don't want someone that is superficial, someone that cares about social media and all into their looks and doesn't care about money. But I feel like a lot of men will settle for a woman who looks less than, so that way they are not pressed to step up.
I do feel like that. I do feel like some men want to feel like men. And I always tell you this, like, men want to feel like men. And some men cannot feel like that with a top-notch female. You
but
get what
why
I'm saying?
do better?
You have to ask them. I really think it has something to do with their inner self-esteem.
Do you run into that,
They
though?
probably... I don't run into that. I made more money than somebody before.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that gave him motivation. It didn't really make him, but he did cheat on me with
someone
fans.
less.
All right. Let's go ahead and break down the video. I see Shan is in the chat right now. He says, in fact, there is no such thing as a man dating down. Let me see what else Shan said, because he said, I will never, ever marry or be with a woman who is not into health and fitness as much as me. So I guess Shan is going ham in the chats right now. So shout out to Shan, fellow brother from Keen Talk. But let's go ahead. And break this video down. What are you guys' thoughts? You guys agree? She says that women that men date down so that they can feel superior? Men, do we agree with this? Let's talk. Let's have a conversation about it.
Go ahead, Siobhan. Go ahead.
I do not think that men date down. I think that some women are put in the right place at the right time with the right man. And I think that although me personally back in the day, I would have said like, "But how you leave me and then go to that," right? But that person that they went to might have possessed everything that they needed from me that I couldn't give them at the time, right? And it's unfortunate because we do believe that, oh, this woman is ugly, but there's no such thing as an ugly woman, okay? Especially like an ugly Black woman, or and just in any sense, right? Because if a man is willing to go down, or a man is willing to do everything that he needs to do to be with that person, it doesn't matter. We are so worried about the outside that sometimes it really is in the inside. And it might not be enough for the next person, but you'd be surprised how beautiful somebody is in the inside, and then take away everything that you guys don't want, like the lashes and the weave and everything. A lot of them don't have that. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that they can't afford it. They don't want it. And a lot of the men really do want to be with that person because they're so in tune with themselves that they're okay with not having a 10 and being okay with a 5 because they're doing everything that they need them to do. And it's okay.
I mean, all this dating down talk sounds a lot in terms of when we hear about it. It sounds like financial and it sounds like physical. And I mean, I've heard, or we all as men have talked about how those two things, financial being the first thing, isn't really the thing that men care about. And then a man will choose a woman who is less attractive than I guess what the standard is if they bring more peace. So in with that being said, I don't think men date down. I think that there's this, there's this stereotype, or there's this push to make women feel like they can be these, equal to men in all aspects. They figure if I got a business and if I'm making X amount of money and if I look like this, then I'm automatically at this level. And any woman who's not doing what I'm doing is immediately beneath me. And that's not the case. And I just think that it's interesting that we always hear the conversation related to finance and not necessarily personality, what you bring to that person's life from a, just a peace standpoint or, motivation standpoint. It's always, well, I made more money than him and he went and cheated on me with a waitress. It's like, well, because that's not necessarily a downgrade. It's that he might probably have more fun with her. He had more in common with her. It's those things that are the difference. So, Prince Charming, he went and got, some random woman who bit into an apple. She was just, some random chick in the middle of a village. You know what I mean? Cinderella, she was in the castle somewhere. You know what I mean? These are regular women who went and got themselves the prince. So the idea that every princess deserves a prince, that's usually not how it goes. The prince usually marries some noble random woman from a village. It's not necessarily the case. So I think that men have just married who they married, and the idea of up and down is really just another way for women to kind of be one-upsmanships on each other. It's always a woman saying that another woman is beneath them. Usually men don't refer to women that way. So I don't even think that men date. I don't think that dating down is even a thing. I think that that's just, another self-esteem conversation that women have amongst each other.
All right.
Man, I think that statement you said, women are not ugly, that's a goddamn lie. It's some ugly kids, let alone ugly ass women out here. So I don't know.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Jay, that's just being real. I don't know who them chicks are, man, but dating down. Oh man, you may consider that dating down because he's not with your stanky ass no goddamn more. Because he found better, and then the inner beauty that the woman may offer. Just because she doesn't may look as good as you because you got all that fake shit on your ass, don't mean you are better. He's not worried about that. As long as he's happy, he may find beauty in her personality, in the way he treats her, the way she acts. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that matters. Not that the external beauty.
And what's this conversation about feeling superior? I feel like that's such a weird way to say that, you know, I don't, that's just an emotion. And maybe one of the ladies can maybe explain it. You know, like a man wants to feel superior to his woman. So they go and date somebody who's, you know, I guess if you're a doctor, you got to go get you somebody working at JCPenney. Like, I just don't get how that makes the doctor superior to her, you know, like under what circumstance. So, you know, I just think that even that mentality that women tend to have is just, you know, self-destructive, because I don't think men, the right man at least, or a mature man, is going to feel like he's superior to you just because he makes more money than you know. So it's just a weird, it's weird energy that I don't quite relate to, I guess.
I think that there are a lot of women now, some women that do make more than the man, and it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, she makes more money, this and that, but it's just like, what if it was reversed? You know, like, would they feel more superior because they're making more money than, you know, their man? Like, I wouldn't particularly feel like that. I wouldn't care. You know, I just want somebody that has a job. Like,
yeah, but you got some women who are making less and they think they superior than a man. So that the amount don't mean shit. You just got these women got it messed up, man. Look here, your money doesn't mean shit to me. It doesn't mean nothing to me.
Say it again.
I mean,
say it with your chest.
JR, their money don't mean shit to me. Doesn't mean shit, because guess what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna bless you.
Right there.
If I'm gonna bless your ass with my last name, man, I'm gonna bless you with my last name, man. But you got to be right in every aspect of it, and your money's not gonna get you in the door with me. It's your realness, how real you are, how truthful and honest you are, how upfront you are. I don't want that fake shit, man. That fake shit is gonna kill us out. So you trying to flex with your money or your degree, that don't mean nothing to me, man. It means nothing.
Damn, that might be a clip, Hank. God damn.
I love it.
Put it, hey, Shane, put it on the goddamn t-shirt.
No, but I was about to say, like, in regards to the video, the women look like they talking about all like aesthetic type stuff. Like it seemed like their definition of a top-notch woman is a woman that's like heavily done up. Like is that what we're looking at when we're talking about a guy dating down? Guys are not, for the most part, concerned with that. Just like when I think it was when T.I. got with Tiny, they were dragging for him, saying how, you know, Tiny was ugly. And first off, everybody is ugly to somebody. Okay, so let's not take it to looks. Looks is literally in the
hey.
What?
I don't know what that feel like.
But I'm just saying, like, people get on this whole thing of, oh, how could he be with her? Because there's more to her than just what she looks like.
Well, I think that a lot of people, Toya, too, is that she did get some stuff done and they feel like she was uglier after she got it done.
No, I'm talking about when they first got together. I'm not talking about.
I ask y'all this question.
I don't think she was ever ugly. I just think that people assume that she was ugly because, well, I don't know. And
well, let me ask y'all this question. Prince Harry, did Prince Harry marry and date down when he got with Meghan Markle? Is that dating down?
Some people do think that. But I don't personally think that. A lot of people do think that he dated down, but he dated somebody that he really, really cared for, or married this woman that he loved, and she didn't have to have everything that he needed her to have. And she's not the norm. And I think that's why they're still standing strong today, because she did not fit his normal day-to-day. And I think that they're going to continue to do what they need to do.
Now, if we're talking about status levels, if we're talking about like the status that he's on,
or just in general, you know, like when you use a word like superior and we use phrase like dating down, what is that? You know, what things fall under superiority? You know what I'm saying?
So these women sound dumb as hell. I'm sorry. Like, dumb as hell. Because for one, who's to say another human being is superior
we can't
to
put
another?
that on the t-shirt though. We can't put that on the t-shirt.
I'm putting that bold as hell. You say I'm dumb as fuck. First of all, who are you to say somebody feels superior to another? It just really sounds like women trying to justify them feeling rejected and trying to create excuses. Because first of all, what is dating down? What you may think as dating down, he may think as a come up. Because let's be real, beauty is a woman's currency, but that is only getting you through the door. We're talking about sustainability. And based on the video, she said that he wanted to date a woman who wasn't attention hungry. It sounded like his girlfriend wanted to post for the gram, wanted attention. He wanted somebody who just wanted to be with him and secure who she is. So these just women sound dumb. I'm sorry.
But it's a lot of women that think that way. You know what I mean? So like, what is it? But what are we missing? Where is the disconnect? Like, is it media? Is it just like this is how we were taught that?
Well, everybody wants to be a socialite. Everybody wants to be. Look, I've had people tell me that my life is boring. Like I have a boring lifestyle. Oh yes, and guess what? I love it.
Oh really?
I absolutely love it. I don't have to post pictures and put it on social media. What?
What's up, JR?
Wait, what JR said? I'll be talking about what?
Oh, he's talking about some whoa. What's that about?
I don't know. What am I doing? What did I do?
I feel like I'm getting attacked right now, gentlemen. Right now. You guys are sitting next to y'all just allowing it to happen. Y'all just allowing me to get attacked like this.
We are not having a Thursday moment. Don't you start.
Don't bring that Thursday energy in here.
We ain't bringing that Thursday energy here now.
Toya, this is one thing I want to know. I think when we're talking about men dating down, I don't think that we hear that as much as we hear women saying that you've downgraded from them. So when women are saying you've downgraded, what are they specifically speaking of?
Wait, when they're saying that a woman downgraded or a man?
Whoa. So, whoa. I gotta say, whoa. Wait.
I'm so done with JR.
I gotta say, wait. God damn it.
Right now.
That's that Thursday energy right
Keep
there.
It funky. Keep it funky.
Oh God.
That's that Thursday energy.
I had like a Thursday Tourette's little session right there.
Somebody missed
He said Thursday Tourette. I know that's right.
But it's got to be like,
this is the problem. It's the women.
Well, JR ain't shit.
They be like, wait. No, I got wait. I gotta say it. Wait. Hold on.
Fade to black. Don't forget to fade to black. Go ahead and fade to black.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Toya. Go ahead.
Wait, I'm sorry. Real, can you repeat that again before we got interrupted by Logic?
Women oftentimes
that's the problem. They terrorists. I sat back and ain't say nothing, and the minute I started talking, that's the problem right now in the black community. That's the problem right there.
Chat ninjas, assemble, baby.
Assemble.
One in the chat.
Assembling right now.
Oh no, we're gonna get in
Logic,
trouble.
where's the tier list? Logic, show the tier list. Where's the tier list? Because it's undefeated.
Oh, he'd be real calm when he got the tier list going. Flip it upside down. Okay, now watch this. What's the first thing that you see on that list right now?
I ain't forgot list.
What's the next one? Exactly. And where's the man? At the bottom of the list.
I hope Logic can see
at the bottom of the list. Because these women, these terrorists, and I said that. I'm gonna come on, keep it funky. Keep it funky. I said this last time I was King Talk. I said it last time. they don't want to be married.
Oh my God.
Watch it. JR, you ain't shit.
Oh my God.
All right, y'all. Go ahead, y'all. My apologies.
Just me asking you, Toya, I'm just having a hard time with them saying men date down. It almost sounds like when we're having the high value man conversation, but in reverse, right? And then you have me think, well, what's a high value woman, right? And is that what they're speaking of when they're saying that we date down? But I also mentioned that oftentimes hear women say he downgraded once they move on beyond them. What exactly is a downgrade?
Well, so it could be dependent upon the woman and which, what she considers, right? But from the video, it looked like they were talking all about looks and aesthetics. So that's why I was like, wait, or top notch, being a top notch chick is like how she look and what she wear and how she's made up, and because that's not top notch in my book. But and that's why I say, like, to women like that, I will be looked at as boring because I will be looked at as the downgraded woman because I don't, this whole bad chick thing, right? So you have to, makeup is done a certain way, nails is done a certain way, lashes is done a certain way, they dress a certain way, they pretty much all look the same. So a woman that's opposite of that will look like a downgrade. Now to men don't probably look at it like that, but women, I'm thinking, look at it like that.
One time I asked a question on a
Watch this. Take that same thing you just said and flip it around.
It's still gonna say the same thing.
That nigga put it one in chat. I said, all right, I'm on.
We miss you, Logic.
One time I asked the Kings on King Talk, I said, would you take a 6 who's very well rounded or a 9 who's halfway out of her mind? And it was almost like a general consensus that they take that well rounded 6, right? And I think that sometimes we hear women compare themselves, right, to what they are, to what he has now, right? But they never talk about their flaws. And Amber just mentioned something very important. Looks will get you in the door, that's for sure. But can you stay there, right? And yeah, she may not be as pretty as she is, but she might be throwing down in the kitchen, throwing down in the bedroom, have great personality. She may be intelligent. She could have a lot of things going to vibe. Her aura, you know what I mean? May be just top tier. And so when we're comparing, or when women are comparing, rather, I don't even think they're looking at all of those things. I think they're looking at what you said. How does she look from face value, body, and all those other physical, you know what I mean? Physical elements. So I think that's something to be said about that, right? If this is a general consensus among women, do women really know what we want as men? And I don't think they do. Maybe some of the married women do. They know what their husbands want, right? But ultimately,
the majority of women don't.
The majority of women don't.
They think y'all want what those two girls, like if you listen to those girls speak, they think what they were saying was facts.
Right.
They really do.
That's why I said they sound dumb. They sound dumb as hell. And they're speaking on what a man sees. It's all speculation. It's not well articulated. It sounds superficial. And they contradicted themselves. They played themselves.
But I mean, Amber, what's a man to do in them situations, though? Now, because that's what it seems like that's what the dating market is filled with, right? So, how can a man navigate if, let's say, half of the women think, if he goes to anyone else, then they're downgrade, like that mentality. How's everyone supposed to move when that's what's going on?
Can you answer that again? I don't
just like, when men are out here in the dating scene, and they're dealing with men or women like that, how can they navigate that kind of mentality where, you know, anything below me or anything other than me is a downgrade, you know, and the only reason why you're trying to be with that woman is because you want to be superior. If I'm a man hearing that and I don't agree, you know, how would you think I can
women like that, you avoid, you disengage, you don't entertain, you don't talk to, and you keep it moving. Because if that's something she's saying out her mouth now, that's pretty much the basis of her thinking.
Okay.
And I think we got to be able to use our discernment when a woman is being boastful or giving you this false sense of confidence in order to hide her insecurities, right? Because there you will run into that. I mean, they essentially will campaign everything great, right? But once you get to know this individual, right, and you start to be in relationship with them, some of those insecurities will start to come out, right? And oftentimes people who are trying to compare themselves to others have some level of insecurity. So although she's seeming overly confident, the fact that she's having this kind of conversation and they're co-signing each other lets me know that there's some insecurity there somewhere.
I want to say something to the women who subscribe to Instagram, social media likes and attention. I literally just did an interview on the radio station yesterday that nowadays the attention span is fleeting. I mean, they have shorts now for only 10 to 15 seconds. So all these people who are flooding you with likes and attention on social media, literally they can like you one day and literally forget about you the next. The way society, social media, and program has trained the mind, our attention span is fucked. And so if you subscribe to it, based who you are on this temporary attention, you're going to go crazy. It's almost like that one hit of a drug. You're going to keep chasing it. You're going to keep chasing it. That's why we go back to our first question of being grounded in who you are and vetting that person and see who they are at their core. So I just wanted to put that out there for women who are chasing to be baddies. That shit don't exist.
I'm about to clip that one up too, Amber.
That's facts, and she's not
dropping
lying.
bombs.
Yes, that is facts because there's a lot
talk
of
your talk, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
They say in the chat.
That's facts.
Oh, Amber got a few chat dudes out there looking at her. I know that video is popping. I know it's popping. Logic better watch his back. Logic better watch his back.
Ow.
I know that's right. But hey, look, like Amber said about these chicks on
Instagram.
We love window shopping. I'm gonna say this: men love the window shop, but we ain't gonna buy. We ain't buying what you selling because we know we don't want to take this home. We don't have to deal with this on a regular basis. You good for the moment, and that's all. That's all you good for, and I'm gonna treat you as such. And then after I'm done with you, I'm gonna leave your ass at the goddamn restaurant because y'all fake, man. A man loves a real woman. That if you come real for a man, you got him. But if you come with that fake shit, he gonna see you as such, and he's gonna treat you as such. So.
Oh, they said Logic gonna be jealous. Shout out to Jay. He's a member of Green Gang.
I know that's right. Put your beard in, Jay.
All right, y'all. I just got through dropping the link for Sage Talk with Lee. It's pinned to the top of the chat right now. You make sure you guys carry the same energy. We're gonna take it right over there. It's starting at 3 p.m. Central Time, so you guys get a little break in between. Female-minded men. The future of Black America. This is what Sage Talk is discussing today. It should be an interesting one. So make sure you guys come prepared to take some notes because typically he has the content where you might want to write some of these things down. Also, make sure you hit that like when you enter. We will be live August the 5th and August the 6th in ATL. So make sure you get your ticket. I've seen somebody bought their ticket out of email alert. So appreciate you, whoever you are that bought your ticket not too long ago. The Lapeef Experience takes over Atlanta. So I know everybody be there except for Cal. You coming? You know what? If you know you're not coming, don't even shake your head because that's not positive energy on the panel. So
my bad.
In my defense, There's a Lapeef lady here in Chicago visiting, so I got to show her a good time. So that's why I won't be at Sage Talk.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody else that can attend Sage Talk, let's make sure we go ahead and show our love, take the energy over there. So we're going to keep it funky there. You want to see a Logic pop up. Let's do a Logic impersonation. Hold on, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, hold on. Mr. Lee, you're right. You said I ain't going to say that word.
Sound like a little bromance, JR.
I don't know what I'm going to take it. I don't know how to take it down.
On that note, I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks. Yeah. I'm just keeping it funky. Hey, Logic, this one for you, man. Bromance. It's for you. It's for all the chat ninjas out there. Yeah.
Shout out to my dog in the Philippines.
Hey, my dog in the Philippines. We're going to try to see if we can go ahead and do a song. That shit didn't sound right. But that's all right. Later on. Yeah. Whatever. I'm out here, y'all. Hey, y'all was ready. It sounded good, though.
I thought you was going to come in with something.
I did, man. The crowd was with me. I seen y'all rocking y'all heads. That shit was crazy, man. This might be my calling. Hold on. Let me kick it back, y'all.
Bars.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No. Hold on. Yeah. I'm feeling that shit, y'all. It's for the chat ninjas right here. Yeah. I bet y'all thought I was gonna spit some shit. Psych. Y'all got me fucked up in the game. Like Logic said, I keep that shit funky. Yeah, I turned around. She did have a big donkey. I got the blue bows and I got an old soul. Double cup, red souls. And I brought that shit back. Like them throwbacks and them old Cadillacs. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all, I'm out. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Hey, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button, man. Hey, we at ATL, man. August 5th, August the 6th. ATL gonna be lit, y'all. I don't know what y'all saying. I'm not trying to do my outro.
Yeah. Sunday is the best show.
Hey, ATL gonna be lit, y'all. Come on out, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all enjoy yourself.
Hold on real quick.
Much love to y'all. Much love to the chat.
You want to say something?
Appreciate y'all.
Hey. Yeah. Sure you can get your tickets, ATL. Family, get y'all tickets. August the 5th, August the 6th. Come on out to ATL. Let's vibe, y'all. Let's vibe. Click that link pinned to the top of the chat right there. We're taking the same energy right over to Sage Talk, family. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Thank you guys for all the support. We love you over here at the Lapeef Network. Appreciate all the super chats. My apologies for not getting to them. Thank you. Y'all head over to Sage Talk. Click that link pinned to the top of the chat right there. Female-minded men, the future of Black America. Sage Talk is up next, family. Let's get them likes up, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Make sure you guys get y'all tickets to Atlanta. ATL, the Lapeef Experience takes over Atlanta, August the 5th, August the 6th. That link is in the description. Get your tickets right now, y'all. Come on and catch this vibe. It's the last track. Last track, family. Thank you guys again for all your constant support. Appreciate you guys for holding us down. This is the greatest network ever. Hit that like button on your way out. You just tuning in, you missed a great show. But no worries, we got Sage Talk with Lee coming up next. Link pinned to the top of the chat. And if you want to see this one, just catch it on the replay right after Sage Talk. Let's get it, family.